Good afternoon from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. I'm Joe Hong. No injury report as of right now for the Texans or the Titans, but what we do know is that CJ Stroud has passed concussion protocol. He's actually meeting with the media as we speak. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence is going to practice today in a limited capacity. Still no word if he is going to start this week or even potentially start against the Titans in 2 weeks. And the Vikings are going with Jaren Hall. Is going to be his second start of the season. The Vikings have actually started 4 different quarterbacks this season and somehow are still only 1 game back of the NFC wildcard's final spot. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City, right, Slay Dog?
Yeah, you better believe it.
Cold and cloudy. All of those things.
What was that in the studio, huh? Zelf? I knew it had to be Zelf quick on the trigger like that.
Thought it'd be dead. He put the gun to my head, and this is what he said.
Yeah, just bang.
Little Beastie Boys for you. We are at Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage.
That's right. That's exactly where we are. Live and direct, too.
Live and direct. Here's the thing they got here. They got drinks, and they got incredible food.
Yep, I just knocked down some.
Kirby, let me see that menu while we're talking about
I just knocked down. I got on what
tots?
you got on. Orange flavored chicken.
Oh.
Tots and lemon pepper
You
chicken.
got that because I got that one time.
That's right. I've been craving it since I saw it. No. You let me have one of yours.
Oh, that's right.
And I've been craving it for like 2 weeks. I missed last week.
Let's see if I know how to do this. I haven't done this in a minute.
It's been a minute.
We did Titans Talk Back on Sunday on Christmas Eve, but Boss Man let us go at 5.
I heard y'all say y'all was getting out
6:30.
early. I was like, oh, man, my boy's out of there. Look at Christmas Eve. Santa helped. Good job, Santa.
He was like, if the phones are still loaded, stay.
Yeah.
Nah, they dropped off.
Yeah, man, them people got out of here.
It was miraculous.
Some people wrapping gifts, man.
It's Christmas Eve. There's not
here.
There's not a button on the phone system that blocks out calls. It just stops them from
man.
coming in at
Wow.
all. No, love it, man. Miss you and
miss you, dog. Miss you and Heezy.
Here's the thing: is like we are blessed to be able to do a job that we love to do. So like if I have a day off and I'm in the market, like still here,
Yep.
it drives me crazy.
Yep.
I'm like I need to just go in.
I'm the same way. I listen anyway. It's just like I can't. I'll listen at least. It's a 3-hour show. I'll at least listen to 45 minutes, and in and out.
Yeah.
Like I just have to.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing something.
I can't. I start texting whoever's producer.
Like, dude, I'm missing
Do this.
something. Like,
add this.
Hold on,
when
let me see
Jackson
what-
was producing
let me see what
for you,
they
I'm like, Jackson, add that banner I made. Add this. Do this. Stop
He
doing
switched that
Wait,
banner
wait.
in the middle of it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was looking like, dang. We
You
got a
know
New Year
why
banner.
though? Like yours is more of a control freak issue.
Oh, totally.
Ours is like, man, we just love each other and like love hanging out and talking with
Hey.
each other. And I mean, we were texting last night. You're like, dog, I miss you, and I was like, I miss you too, bro. And I was like, what have y'all been talking about the last couple of days? And we kind of went through that a little bit. And you know, it's interesting because a lot of people have this week between Christmas and New Year's off.
Right. Yep. They sure do.
And it's weird when Christmas and New Year's is on a Monday.
I know, huh? Are we off Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Citrus Bowl.
there's a team that's playing during
Yeah.
our show. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still had to clarify
Yeah,
because
because
like,
the morning show could have been on and they off.
oh, they're off?
Yeah.
I think. Maybe I let it.
I think everybody just kind of said
Yeah, we out.
Blaine and Mickey.
Yeah.
Peace.
Well, I mean, seriously. Wait.
Mickey got to work. Okay.
So New Year's Day, and you're doing a morning show where you have to be on the air at 6. That doesn't mean your day starts at 6.
Right now, you
got to
wait before
prepare
that.
the show. You got to drive in,
Yep.
and that's coming off New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you spill right over into it.
mean,
There'll be people going home from Waffle House being like, let's call it.
man,
They
I'm
still
just
partying.
gonna-
That's what
Sleeping
happens.
a lot.
Like you're out and you get fried. You end up on like a city bench, and then
Yeah.
you just go to work.
Yeah, put your arm around the bench. I've been there with wings.
We never told that
No,
story.
oh, we didn't.
No.
Oh, damn. That wasn't me. It was somebody else.
That was an inside joke.
I would just come listen. I would just come
Was your
and sleep.
arm around like Lavelle Glanton or
No,
something?
it was whoever wanted to be there. Like anybody could have walked up and sat down. It was just me gazing off into the river. Cumberland.
Beautiful view.
It was wonderful.
4 in the morning.
Nice looking. It's pretty cool. Car was still running.
Oh, that's good.
I wasn't in it.
That's even better.
Yeah, so good job. Good job by
Good
me.
job by you. We got a lot to get into. So Nico pronounced his own name for people.
Dog. I wish he wouldn't have never done that. Like, come on, Nico, man. Like, everything was cool, man.
Just let us have this one, man.
Sheesh, this dude made it like.
He should have done it like his senior year, like a lot of guys have done. Like, hey, by the way, for 4 years, y'all have been
switch it up.
although he's probably not at Tennessee
That's very true.
his senior year. He'll either be transferred or in the league.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Oh, man, that's
Like,
funny.
he messed it up, though. Like, I'd already had it in my head. It's Iamaliava.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not Iamaliava.
It's
Malay.
Malay-Ava.
That's dude. Like, do you know how? And he made it.
Why are we?
I practiced this for a year.
Why are we just now doing this?
Yeah, like you.
Sports information, people.
You didn't
Come
have
on.
to be the starter to get this right, man. We get one bowl game with you. Everybody get to mess it up.
Now, is he going to change this in like 2 years, like A-Chain? Change to A-Chain or
like
whatever?
Westbrook Akine.
Yeah,
Akine?
like, yeah, is he gonna change it? Is he gonna say, you know what, my first name ain't even Nico, actually. I'm just gonna give you something like he's Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Y'all call me
I always go
Greg or
back to
whatever. Mike.
who was the linebacker out of NBA that played at Vanderbilt?
Moses.
Asivagi is now how you pronounce it, but he didn't correct it until his senior year.
Because he let everybody pronounce it the way it looked like it was spelled.
I will say this though, like my last name is Doherty, and lots of people say it different ways, and I never correct anyone unless they ask me.
Right. I just related to Brad Daugherty.
It's like Mike Keith says Dougherty.
Yeah.
I'm like, who in the hell am I to correct the VOT?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you got it, Vaught.
Bro, you can call me anything you want.
Sounded
man.
better you saying it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Did I get a sack?
Right.
Sack! Dougherty! Sack!
Yeah,
Oh, man. All right, broadcast live for Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. We would love to see you out here. I see the first couple of 3HL is out here.
Yeah, in the building?
Driving in from Murfreesboro. Like, that, I mean, that's devotion.
No. That is every bit of it.
Anytime you get on 24, that's to go, like, anywhere, that's devotion.
At any time of the day, too.
That interstate is ridiculous, man.
It's nuts.
They need to invent hovercrafts just for that. Put the light rail. Listen.
Oh,
new mayor. Who's the new mayor? What's that guy's name? Freddie something?
Freddie. I was going to say
Mercury?
Freddie De Leon. Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
No, it's not Mercury. Freddie Mercury was a player, wasn't he? No.
Freddie Mercury.
Who?
All right, we're stopping right here. Slay, go home.
I know Queen songs. I just don't know.
No, it's just
I don't know.
funny.
Yeah,
You had no reason to know that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
O'Connell.
I'm sorry, everybody. O'Connell. That's his
Yeah.
name.
All right. I've been on like every mayor
Kirby almost blew a gasket.
since what's her name? What was
Her name is
Mickey called her Cumberland Christie. I forget what.
no
Megan Berry. I've
There
been
we go.
on this since Megan Berry, which doesn't.
Kirby just owned it today.
He knows
How do
his
you-
national mayor history.
How do you not do light rail? Look, we can't dig because limestone, right? Like that would be a really expensive thing. But I told this the other day. I went to Denver, like, I don't know, 25 years ago, and they've got light rail along the interstate. They just built it on top of the ground next to the interstate. So, like, imagine if you had a light rail from Murfreesboro into downtown, and then you took it 40 east up to Hermitage, you'd be here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to drive. You could drink all the 54-ounce Miller Lights you wanted, and no problem.
We need it.
And 24 would be alleviated in terms of traffic. Listen, man, I got all the answers.
Well, help us then, yo.
I'm trying.
You ought to just get out there and start building it. I don't think nobody will be like upset or be like, "Hey man, somebody go get dude off the interstate." No, he's building a light rail. Just the mayor.
This is, by the way, this is the exact movie plot of Batman Begins. Just letting y'all know. They tried to put in a monorail.
Is
So
it?
did.
They
No, I
wanted
don't
to.
need a monorail. That's Mickey's thing.
I mean, just next thing you know,
Mickey also wants a steamboat, which is hilarious.
Steamboat
League
right
of
there.
Shadows is taking over, and we need Batman.
Mickey wants the monorail from like Disney, which would be cool. You know, with like the
Yep,
one side.
Yep, I do like that.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do. I mean,
That's gonna be tough.
that's kind of like the light rail, just elevated.
Yes.
But he wants the
Finish
monorail,
that one.
and then he wants like a steamboat going down the Cumberland River.
The
I'm
Dragon Steamboat.
like, yeah, the pollution people are not going to like that idea, man.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know what Megan Barry's doing. I don't who else was involved in being
Freddie
mayor
Mercury.
lately. Yeah, Freddie Mercury. I don't know what he's doing, but Light rail. That's it. All right. Broadcast. How did we get there from here?
That's
I
interesting.
literally read one sentence I have written down in front of me.
And here we are.
And then here we are solving Nashville's problems. We're broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. I did say that.
Yes.
We have Titans tickets to give away. Titans Jags
Okay.
season finale.
Okay.
And look, I know there's nothing to play for or whatever. It's still the Jags. You want to beat the Jags,
do want to
right?
beat the Jags.
And you want to go in there and be loud
Yes,
and
you do.
win the last game of the season
Why
and
wouldn't
get
you?
some carryover momentum into the offseason, which, by the way, is going to be the craziest offseason, I'm convinced,
And
in the
fun.
history of Titans football here.
Is it fun or frustrating?
Not frustrating.
gonna be
Craziest
fun.
and fun.
Crazy, and you don't know who's going to be here or who's going to be gone or
Listen,
what move's going to be made?
they've got $90-something million
lot of money.
in salary cap, number 2 in the NFL in cap space.
and it's going up.
So you're talking about the potential of having big-name free agents coming here,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Number 2, there's probably going to be staff changes. Number 3, the draft. Pick number 5 currently.
Is it 7?
Pick number 7
Yeah.
currently. All
Yeah.
right. It's a moving target.
Yeah.
I said 7 on the
We
on
locked.
Titans
We
talk
locked
back.
in top 9. We locked in top 9.
Locked
for
in.
sure.
So there you go. Top 9 pick.
For sure.
So we'll all be talking about that.
Yep.
My
Where did
man-
you go, boy? Woo.
My man Levis did what all of us wish we could do: is bought the offensive line suitcases.
Yeah.
I got plane tickets too.
So
Whole of shipment.
how many of those dudes are gone? What does the offensive line look like next year?
This was a good.
And what do you do with that 5th-round pick? I mean, this is going to be a debatable topic until the draft. Do you go left tackle? The guy from Penn State, do you pick high enough to get him? Do you go Joe Alt at left tackle? Do you go Brock Bowers? I mentioned Brock Bowers to Kevin Dyson, and Dice hadn't thought about that, and he was like, oh,
That'd be
okay.
serious.
You'd have to game plan that.
Yeah.
He's running routes in the middle of the field.
Yep.
He's a playmaker. I say,
is.
here's the other thing. Like, if you want to look at all these picks and tell me, like, who's the most obvious, like, Pro Bowler, All-Pro guy? Like, you may want to say Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, probably. But you've seen, like, I mean, Corey Davis was a top 5 pick or whatever.
Yep.
Brock Bowers is that guy. Like, I think he's as much of a guaranteed start as anybody in that draft.
So my only pushback would be, what about what we because I was on board for giving up the whole kit and caboodle for Kyle Pitts.
Right. I'm not saying I would do it, but
I thought Kyle Pitts was that coming
Kyle
out
Pitts'
too.
problem, though, is that they don't throw it to him.
They don't, and they don't have no reason now with Bijan Robinson.
Right.
So
But
what?
they weren't even running him. I don't know what Art
Nope.
Smith's doing down there.
People talking about they want him back up here. Why?
This last game, they did
Yeah,
do that
yep.
stuff because his job's on the line. I
It's
guess.
different now. You got to go do it.
Got all these high-priced dudes or high-round dudes.
High
So,
price
I mean,
and
that's
high
going to be debate. Also, is Marvin Harrison Jr. the best receiver, or is it Malik Neighbors? I think there will be some debate about that.
It will be.
Everybody's in
Just 'cause
love
size will-
with Marvin Harrison Jr., I think a lot because he's a great player, but
Yep.
also his name and
Yep.
and all those things. But Malik Neighbors had the
Yeah, hell of a
better
year.
productive season.
Hell of a year.
All right, we got a lot to get into. Titans, Jags tickets today. I got through sentence too. Come hang. Make sure you're here for the Ron Slay Miller Lite Wash Away Toast at 4:45.
Yeah, New Year.
Everyone here for the toast will get the toast experience and a free Miller Lite, and it's the last Miller Lite Wash Away Toast of the year.
So I was gonna say, is it? It is.
It is. All right, more 3HL next. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay, broadcasting live for Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. We'll be right back on 104.5 The Zone. To Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. You did all that present buying for a bunch of other people. You know who you need to make happy now, you. And that's what's going to happen when you go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Maybe you need a new vehicle for you. Maybe you need a new family vehicle. Maybe you need something that's reliable. Maybe, I don't know your situation. Maybe you need something bigger. Maybe you need something with less of a payment. Whatever you need, the guys at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will be able to help you out. And they'll do that. Go tell them your story. Go tell them your situation. Go tell them what you're looking for, and they'll be able to help you. You go take your test drive. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 24 West Store, Clarksville, exit 35 is 9 miles outside the city. then it's a straight shot to the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. My guys at Gupton are ready to help you out. I bought multiple vehicles from them. You know what else is great about them? Their service department. So it doesn't just stop with the sale. They will, you become a member of them, and they look out for you. They will send you emails about what needs to happen with your vehicle. Like you need an oil change or you need tire rotations, and they keep up with that for you. Check them out online, CuptonMotors.com, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 1045 The Zone, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. The F&M Bank Chat is open. If you want to watch the show live, you can anytime. YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Get in here.
Executive producer of 3HL is Joe Hunk. Wednesdays, he plays the future opponent for the Titans. This week's opponent, the Houston Texans. He does so on Madden, on all of the Zone social media feeds. I watched last night while I was doing some other things. And
I thought he played on Thursdays.
my man immediately, right when I turned it
3
on.
years.
Time flies.
Just leaves him.
Immediately, the first play I see, Will Levis runs for like 10 yards and dives. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He's
No
got an
slide
ankle,
or
man.
anything.
By the way,
I got the first down.
he has been a full participant yesterday and today,
Yep.
Will Levis.
Yep.
So in line to play this weekend as the Titans play in Houston against the Texans. How did your little baby Hunk Titans do on Madden this week?
Well, we're not going to talk about the first 4 quarters because those didn't matter.
Oh, wow. Extra time. Free football.
All right,
Yeah,
overtime.
kicked a field goal as time expired to send it in the overtime. Lost the toss.
Wait. How long of a field goal?
43, I want
Okay.
to say.
Pretty
I want
good.
to say it's
Were
43.
you playing for the field goal or were you trying to score a touchdown?
No, I was trying to score a touchdown, and, and so I was trying to end it, and I only had so much time. Only had 5 seconds left. Didn't have any timeouts. Had to kick the field goal. So go into overtime and lose the toss. Texans get the football to start the overtime, drive right down the field, score a touchdown. So then I got the football back, and after I got
How did you get the football back?
I don't know. John Madden himself decided to hold up. The game's not over, baby bird. I'll feed you. Hold on.
First team
To score
with
a
the
touchdown.
ball, if they score a touchdown, they
It's
win.
over.
Yeah. So got the football back.
You're out there
Made up
changing.
his own rules.
Yeah, out there
Down
changing
7.
rules, man.
And Derrick Henry busts a 60-yard touchdown run. Nice stiff arm. Shoved a guy down the ground so hard he struck oil.
I love it. Let the king go out in good style.
Yeah, so once again, we're tied, so I have to kick off. And after I kick off,
This game was supposed to have been over.
no crap. C.J. Stroud fumbles. Arden Key,
No
strip
crap.
sack.
Who says that anymore? Same people that say.
I
Anyway.
can't say the other.
Yeah.
So C.J. Stroud
Luciano.
fumbles the football. I pick it up. Tim Kelly tells me to kick a field goal, but with the way the game's going, I have no clue if he's telling the truth or not. I don't know if the game's going to end. So then I just run the football down until I score a touchdown, and I wait for about 5 more minutes to make sure the game's actually over. End up winning 40-34.
You in these high-scoring games, man. He's winning every week, too. What's your record?
I do not know my record. I actually have to check it because after I started losing, I just stopped keeping track. But I'm on like a 4-game winning streak.
I know, which is rare for you.
But what's also sad is
They're celebrating in the street, dude. They're
Yeah.
having parades
Like
in
the
little
Raiders.
Madden town.
Yeah, the Raiders.
what's
they
bad
light up
is
cigars in there.
the overtime is a total glitch. That was a total glitch of how the game is. I have no clue why that happened.
So you really should have lost.
I should have lost. Yeah,
Okay.
Damian Pierce scored a
Kinda did
touchdown.
lose.
I should have lost. Thing is, I liked that overtime. They scored. I had an opportunity to get the ball back. I had the opportunity to score. I liked the overtime.
All right.
It was fun.
Well, next Wednesday on the Zone social media outlets. What time?
Yes, that'll be 9 o'clock
9
on
o'clock.
Wednesdays.
And-
Did you
Yes.
have a special guest at halftime?
And I have a special guest, Rhett Bryant. This week, I actually had a special guest to start the show. My little man was on there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, telling
Was
me.
he still sick?
Oh, God, yes. He was sick. My
Do you know
wife is
this
now
story?
sick.
No.
Hit us with the story real quick.
So Thursday Friday into Saturday, my son threw up about 10 different times throughout the night.
What?
Oh, yeah, I'm at a restaurant. So he did
Got
something 10
exercise.
times through the night. So he was sick all the way through Christmas. Last night, my wife had it all through the night. She
Oh,
was
it's a
there.
bug.
The only time she slept was when I was actually getting to do the gamer zone. That was
Wow.
it.
And
I woke up.
you're just out here.
I'm just out here hanging out. And just hoping I don't get sick.
Just think you immune.
So my whole family's been sick for like the last 4 days, man. Yeah, we were supposed to go to a wedding. First off, don't have a wedding after Christmas. Don't have it on a Wednesday after Christmas.
Don't have it in the winter.
Don't have it anywhere near
Yeah.
Christmas,
Like,
football
all
season,
football,
none of it.
basketball, all that's going on.
What are we talking? We're not talking about people from the South, are we?
Yeah, no, absolutely from South Fayetteville. That's
Deep
what.
South.
Yeah, deep South. We're in the parking lot. She gets sick. We have to leave.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
that's kind of good out right there.
No, I was
Some-
actually kinda
some
happy
places,
about that.
Yeah.
Love you, Logan, but no, I was happy.
All right,
about
so
that.
next Wednesday you will play the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then
Yeah.
that'll be it.
May or may not be it. Because I still have the hanging chat of I still haven't played the London game between the Titans and Ravens. So if I have a record that I can either get above 500, I may play that.
Might want to scrap out.
What if he makes the playoffs?
Right now, I'm looking like a playoff team, guys. Still 40 points a game. Levis over 300 yards. King had almost 200 yards again, rushing again last night. 3 touchdowns.
Don't play Lamar.
Just saying. Hunk's little baby Titans now.
Hey, yeah, that's better effort.
Yeah.
Well, not. That's one thing I'm tired of hearing. Also,
What?
The great effort.
In what sense?
And like when the Titans get to talk, like everybody gave effort, everybody gave maximum.
Yeah, who the
effort.
hell cares? Win the game.
Like,
actually, like I'm serious. What percentage of the fan base wants the Titans to lose out?
I think now at this point it might be won't and just believe happening. I think are two different things.
Yeah.
I think believe happening is about 65-70%.
Want is probably like 85%.
Damn.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I know you
You
are.
can't make the
I know you are.
playoffs.
No, you can't.
Listen, you and I are very competitive people,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, like big picture, I'm also a big picture guy.
Yeah.
I get lost. I get past details, and details like fall through sometimes. But I'm a big picture guy. The big picture guy in me says highest draft pick you can get.
Right. But we as fans, yeah, I want the highest draft pick. I do want the highest draft pick, especially when you keep losing. Like after the Texans, after the Colts, after the Seahawks, like all these losses, it's like, come on, all right, man. Let's just wrap it up. Let's go and get out of here. Make sure we get out of here unscathed. And I think that's where we are.
So like
I just want your team to lose. That's a tough spot.
it's a tough place to be.
Tough spot
The
to be,
NFL
man.
created this situation.
Yeah, because you get rewarded for losing.
Yes.
In a sense. Yeah, that's.
I say this all the time. It is socialism.
So Carolina just set up there and lost.
They want the
for
worst
Chicago.
teams to be rewarded.
Well,
Meanwhile, the teams out here winning, have fun with the last pick of the draft.
yeah, y'all
Like,
make something happen. Yeah, that's tough.
do you think they should go to a lottery system
I like that.
in the NFL?
I like it.
I think it would add drama.
I
right?
like that. Yep.
Because you could have your own
But then
day
the bad
like the
teams will
NBA.
remain bad too, though.
You think?
Probably. Because how you get in the lottery? You gotta be bad.
Right, but like I don't know. Miami was bad for a long time.
It's true.
And had lottery picks. They had high picks.
It's
I
true.
don't know. I just think like the NFL is always in like let's control the month kind of deal,
No,
and
without
they
question.
control every month but one maybe.
Yep.
This would give you the opportunity to have another highly rated TV day, and you could take it market to market.
Yeah.
Like we're having the NFL draft lottery at the Music City Center, or you know what I mean.
Everybody will be there too.
And that's not even picking anybody.
Nah, that's just picking,
That's just picking ping
places.
pong balls
Yeah,
out of a
man.
thing.
You're picking your spot that you're gonna get
And
into.
you create an event, and you have a concert, and you have like people outside with games and stuff. I mean, why have they not done this?
They're probably like, we need a break at some point.
But it also keeps people from like tanking. And nobody's out there
True.
trying to lose. They're not. But
Are
you
they?
can tank by.
They probably are trying to lose.
You think so?
Yeah.
You can tank by just controlling your roster. That's why I thought it was dumb to play Ryan Tannehill. What are we doing? Like that guy wasn't even going to be here next year.
Now his arm showed that he didn't need to be
Don
here.
had a problem with me saying this. I said,
What?
you play. You weren't here that day. I said you play Malik Willis because he gives you the best chance to lose.
Yeah, see. Yeah, I ain't gonna give it.
Spot the lie.
No, that's factual.
But you can control it by
putting them out there.
your roster. Plus, here's the other thing, like, and maybe they've already evaluated him
Yeah.
and understand what he is and where he is, and maybe he's not back next year. But like, under the assumption that young player, wouldn't you rather see him and like make sure you have a good view of what he is?
Not
But
with-
again, they may already have it.
and they already know.
They might.
We ain't gonna see in these 3 games. Well, 2 games now. Who he is. We know who he is. Yeah, I think it was cool to make sure who Ryan Tannehill was.
Why?
Before you start talking about who you talking about as a reserve. Don't even bring his name shouldn't even be thought up as being the backup.
People keep bringing that up.
Yeah, and that right there showed you why I shouldn't be.
You're a former athlete. Like I don't feel like guys that play at that level have a certain ego, right?
Yeah.
And
You have to
that's,
have one.
Yes, or you're not going to be
Yeah, you're gonna
successful.
be- yep.
You have to believe in yourself,
Yep.
whether anyone else does or not, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And so I just find it hard to believe that a guy who has been the man at in a city and at an organization would come back knowing he's not that.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, that'd be tough. Unless it was Super Bowl aspirations right there on the cusp. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna ride this wave in with them. But they're rebuilding, reloading, retooling, whatever. And you're not involved.
Yeah, so if you're like
I'm not coming back.
So if you're like Tannehill, do I tell you, like the projected salary for him next year is a 1-year, $4.9 million deal.
Right.
That tells you where the market sees him.
Yeah.
That is not a starting quarterback.
Nah.
But you also know this. I guarantee you Ryan Tannehill in his head is probably thinking, I want to go somewhere where I can compete for a job.
And that's the thing. You want to compete for a job, yes. And I'm on board with that. It won't be here.
It's not here.
Nope.
So you don't come back here to hold a clipboard where you were the guy.
You may have to go way out west where they never get to see you. Like, because if anybody saw that arm strength in this last game, no, sir. We were already questioning it.
How about the decision to not clock it at the end? Let me just throw this out route and end the game.
He probably looked around like, y'all want to get this over with.
You really want me to throw a Hail Mary?
Y'all want me to show y'all something?
Do you think he thought that? Like, I can't throw it 55 yards or whatever. I don't even remember where they were on the field.
Yeah.
But do you think he thought that? Like, I can't throw this Hail Mary. It's going to come up short.
No, matter of fact, let me just get this to the sideline.
Yeah, to a guy that's never caught a ball in the NFL. Dice was like, hey, man, it was a good catch, but like a veteran's getting out of bounds right there.
Immediately.
I mean,
he tried to fight a little bit, but that's a young vigor. Like, let me show him what I can do.
How about Mason Kinsey's first catch of the year and
the flop?
Yeah, the flop was amazing.
Mason Kinsey crazy, boy. I like Kinsey though.
I started to say Dow Loggins. He didn't catch the ball.
Wow.
Colton Dow. His first catch of his career.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And then on the sack numbers, we haven't had a chance to talk about all this stuff. I'm
we
enjoying this,
yes.
even though it's Thursday.
It's been a good combo.
So Danico Autry with a career high 12 sacks now. Harold Landry Jr., a career high 9.5 sacks now.
That's wild.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, because he
only had 2 the first half of the season.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, like now he's starting to come on. So that's positive.
That's positive.
Starting to see positive.
And then Arden Key is a half a sack away from his career high.
Are you satisfied with Arden Key? What you got?
He's been okay. It's just been in doses. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Yo.
It's like, hey, man, take your medicine every 18 hours.
That's why
I'm like, no, I need to take my medicine every day. What do you mean?
You know something else I need Arden Key to do? Get his own celebration.
What's he doing? I haven't even noticed.
Kind of similar to Big Jeff.
It's like roller.
Yeah, you're rolling. Like that's Big Jeff thing, man. Like I know Big Jeff sitting over there like, hey, dog, come
Maybe
on,
that's
man.
out of respect for Big Jeff.
Well, I need to know it. I need to make an announcement.
He needs to make an announcement.
Yeah, he need to come on and hit the button and make an
announcement. Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages.
Yeah, I'm doing this to honor Big Jeff. And I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
Boom. Then he say it. And I'm like, okay.
Maybe AK's listening. He can call in.
Yeah, listen, I know, man, dude is he's too energetic and his imagination is out there. So he can come up with his
imagination.
It is, you can tell. Like
I would have loved. Did you have like a touchdown dance at Pearl Cone?
Nah, because I didn't get in there much.
Party
so
people.
I was just like losing my mind.
PPI?
Yeah, I was just go crazy.
You just go crazy.
Yeah, I saw a high step and Coach Fisher or something. Don't never do that again. Like,
because people don't remember, or maybe they don't know. You were tall and skinny,
very skinny, long legs, long legs. High step and going outside like.
Don't ever do
that again. What's wrong with you, boy? I said, I ain't never been in there. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know. Do I dance? What I do in the end zone? Like, this is cool. It's cool in there. Never let me in here.
Especially when you're a wide receiver. You're there for a minute before everybody gets to you.
The dude failed that was chasing me.
So it was just you.
It was just me. I was like, damn, is anybody coming? Like, I'm just out here, y'all. Like, woo. Put the ball up.
Did you turn around and look? See if anyone was
yes,
coming?
This is me facing everybody. Like, yeah.
You're not supposed
and everybody kind of like went to the sideline. Like, hey.
You just held the ball in the air?
Yeah,
I'm in
here. I'm in here.
Oh,
no,
you're in
this
the
is when I got there. Yeah. Like somebody, hey. Like,
hey.
Yeah, hey. Like somebody come mob me. Knock me down. Nobody did it. So that's probably why I didn't go back in.
Who was the first person to you? Do you remember? Was it Santonio?
No, he ran on to the sideline. Yeah,
Played it in
yeah,
ball dip.
he ain't had time to come mess around with me. I don't know who. I don't think nobody came, yo.
Big John?
No, hell no, he ain't coming.
Buck? Was it Buck?
Buck threw it.
I think Buck would chase his touchdown pass.
Buck may have.
Wouldn't he?
Buck may have. Buck may have came and gave me some love. Buck was really the only person that had confidence in me. I'm telling you.
Buck Fitzgerald's the only person
he was the only person that
at Pro football that had confidence in you.
Everything else, he grew with everybody else, but Buck was like, man, that's my guy, man.
His dad didn't have confidence in you, Coach Fitzgerald?
I think he think I look good right though. I don't think the confidence was as high. It's just like, he going to be able to do something.
Do you think Coach Fitzgerald, I mean, one of the most decorated coaches in the history of this state, right? Like, just affected so many lives in a positive manner.
Yep.
Do you think he's got one regret in life, and that's having you crack back block the Montelli brothers?
Probably.
At Father
No,
Brian?
he probably, yeah.
Because you quit football.
Because it was over after that, yeah.
You quit football after
Well,
that.
not directly after that, but that led to it. Like, when I had to go reevaluate things in the offseason, that was one of the reasons.
Okay, that's what it was.
So I made it through the rest of the season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, yeah, we won the chip that year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was like
Well, at what point did you become
game?
the Firebird for one game?
That was the next year.
The next year.
After I broke my wrist, yeah.
You weren't going to play
into the
football?
season. No.
You knew basketball was your meal ticket anyway, right?
Yeah, it started to come to me. I got stronger, started dunking, and it was over. But then, yeah, I still wanted to be involved with the guys. So you know, well, I'll be the Firebird.
I don't know how you fit in the Firebird costume.
Found one. It was like an eagle.
But
Eagle
then
bird.
you only lasted one game because you were taunting the other player.
Yeah, I was
The
on the
other
sideline.
team.
I didn't think he was. I was still in football, man.
You were on their sideline.
Both. I was on both sidelines.
Can't you see that?
I can go everywhere.
Who are y'all playing? Like McGavin?
I don't know
Can you
who.
imagine like being the McGavin coach and you look over and the Firebird standing right next to you and you're trying to call plays?
I don't know what I was doing. They banned me.
This guy's not supposed to be over here.
They banned me.
Oh man, I hope Babs isn't listening.
No, yes. That's it. She'll lose it.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the Nico situation, or maybe we should call it the Joe Milton situation. I don't know.
Yeah, one of
But
them.
I've got some numbers. This is going to be a challenge for Tennessee and a freshman quarterback making his first start. Iowa, you can say what you want about their offense because I have all year. I mean, listen, you could go sit in the corner over there like back when you get in trouble over here at Buffalo Wild Wings and just stare at the wall for like 3 hours. That's that's literally like watching Iowa's offense. But their defense is good.
It's serious.
Because they average 14 points a game, and they've got 10 wins and played for the Big Ten title.
And they're terrible.
That's how good their defense is. I've got some numbers on that when we come back. 3HL broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. When we come back, we'll also give away Titans-Jags tickets. So if you are in the building, make sure that you get your name in the box with Eki Bop over there. Eki Bop sent me the nicest little Christmas message.
Did he?
Yeah.
Eki Bop always trying to do something nice.
I mean, genuinely, like if we're not giving you a hard time, that means we don't care. So we give Eki Bop a hard time because we love him. All right, when we come back, like I said, Titans-Jags tickets, and we'll talk about this Nico versus Iowa defense situation. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. 3HL 104.5, The Zone, broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. We'd love to see you out here. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We've got giveaways coming up. So if you are in the house, changed you up. Make sure you get your name in the box.
Name in the box.
For your chance to win Titans-Jags tickets this segment.
You ought to see
4:45 segment. We're going to do Titans-Jags tickets and a – Eggy Bob said he found a pullover.
I don't know how it just –
So I don't know if that – like he found it in his car or
like it just lingered out of the box.
He washed it.
On the sidewalk, in the restroom.
You know what? I get this away.
Do you call it the bathroom or the restroom?
Bathroom.
In the bathroom. I hope nobody's taking a bath in there, but yeah.
It was in the van.
It was in the van.
In the van room.
Now Kirby's got questions.
Like I did church.
So next hour, 4:45 segment, Titans-Jags tickets and a Titans pullover. And then 5:45 we'll give away Titans-Jags tickets. Again, this hey man, this might be your last chance to see the King live.
Better get there.
That's a good reason to go.
Better get there.
What is your take on that little situation? Because I've been pretty hard lined on that.
Yeah, I think
I've been catching it from the people.
Oh, guess what? Well, I leaned in on it too, and my reason for it is this is the question: what is a good day for a running back in this NFL?
So we kind of talked about that on the postgame show with Dyson.
Okay.
And we were talking about how, man, the King was awesome today. I'm like, yeah, he didn't get 100 yards. Like,
right.
Okay, he was awesome, but our expectation level has gone down.
That's my thing. Like I was talking to Savage about it earlier. I was like, dog, the bar has been set by the King. Like this is up here. 19 for 88 yards. I feel behind an okay offensive line and a dual running back system, you can get that anywhere in the league. 19 for 88 yards. That's if we walk away saying that's a great day. Woo!
Right.
Like that ain't it for me.
Right, and we both love the King. Like
Without question.
I don't want like it's not an emotional thing. It's just like what your eyeballs tell you and what and just kind of where he is and the people that we talk with.
Right.
Honestly, also, but it's just a situation where his contract, like if his contract wasn't up, they'd bring him back next year.
And I think
his
it'd be cool.
contract is up, so now it's a new general manager. You've got a losing team that you were trying to turn around. They, as Greg Cosell always says, they tell you who they are by how they draft, and they've gone 2 straight drafts with middle round running backs.
Yeah.
They want to, it looks like, form a conglomerate running back style, and Derrick Henry's not that.
Right. Not here.
Not here.
He still got it.
Well,
but it won't be here.
So Cosell said last week he's not a featured back moving forward.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And he said he's best guess going to sign a league minimum deal. Mm-hmm. And he goes, now for him, that's going to be a pretty good amount of money, but he's making $10 million this year.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against the King, man.
Not at all.
We are so blessed that we saw that incredible 8 years from Derrick Henry.
Without question.
It's weird how similar it is to Eddie George, too, because Eddie George was 8 years and then went to Dallas. And then, literally the same reaction was going on in the market about Eddie George. Mm-hmm. And both guys you love, both guys you are great dudes, both guys were so good in the community. Both guys had incredible careers. Mm-hmm. Both guys won a lot of games. And there just comes a time.
I asked Savage, Savage, tell me, you played in this league 11 years. What's a good day for a running back? He said it always depends on, how it's broken down, where it happens, like what's the impact of it. He said, man, but you want to get four yards a pop by a running back. Tajay Spears is averaging 4.7. Derrick Henry is averaging 3.9.
Yeah, I was going to say almost a yard more than Derrick Henry.
And it's not saying it's different styles to it, but I just think that this is the new thing.
Right. So let's put your running game in a bag, okay?
Right.
After the game, you put your running game in a bag. How did you get to that? Was it one guy or was it 3 guys?
There you go.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Exactly right.
And so I keep going back to I think Rand Carthon and Mike Vrabel told us last offseason what they were doing. When they said we don't want to be predictable based on personnel.
Yep.
And remember, when they said that, I said to you, I was like, man, they're talking about the King right there. Because that's the one guy on the roster. Like,
When he gets in, you know what it is.
It's predictable when he's in the game.
Yep.
With Spears, it's not.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's coming.
No, you don't.
That dude can run between the tackles. He can run outside. You can pitch it to him. You can screen it to him. But here's the other thing that he adds. He can run pass routes.
Yeah, like you can line him up at the slot, and it's okay.
You've got so many more options.
You do.
And you become far less predictable.
Yep.
I think that's the direction they want to go, and I think they told us that last offseason.
And just because you move on does not mean you negate everything the King does.
Right, or don't think he can play.
Yeah,
they're going in a different direction.
It's not. He's done here to me. That's what I expect.
Okay, good. I agree with you.
Oh,
Where did Babs come down on that?
She at the end of she was saying the same thing, like she thinks it's done. Too.
I think Cosell last Thursday, Cosell went about 2.5 minutes, maybe 3, I don't know, on where the King is in his career, and she sat there with her mouth open, kind of the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, Babs, I just said all of this on Monday. Like,
it don't really matter.
Takes on a different feel when it comes from
means a little bit more
like an expert or something. Tennessee playing Iowa on Monday. Tennessee favored by 6. It looks like that line is coming down. Noon on ABC. You can catch all the action right here on 104.5 The Zone. Freshman quarterback Nico Iamaleava. He says now. Nico Iamaleava.
Male.
He said May, like M-A-Y.
Did he?
Yep.
Maleava.
Maleava.
No.
Listen, Nico put us in this position.
Lay. You got him reversed.
Is it?
I think.
Did I?
I think you got him reversed.
Gosh, Nico.
I told you he made it hard.
What are you doing?
All he had to do was leave us alone. I used to leave these people alone, man. These people ain't really like.
We're doing it in the offseason.
Yeah, man. When people got time to practice, not going into the game. You got us out here confused.
No, yeah, Maleava.
Told you.
Maleava.
And see, that's gonna make
it doesn't flow.
No.
Here's what's gonna do.
Everybody's gonna go.
No, everybody's gonna go back to Nico.
Yep.
All right,
so make it real simple. Nico.
Freshman quarterback Nico will make his first career start, 61.5% completion percentage, 16 to 26 this year, 163 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, 5 carries, 44 yards. Iowa's defense, ready? Statistically.
Give it to me.
Number 12 against the run in America. Number 9 against the pass in America.
They just got defense.
Number 5 in total defense in America.
That's tough.
Here's another one. You ready? I know we're coming to you, Hunk. Hang tight.
Yeah, Maleava.
Stop. Number 5 fewest penalties per game in the country, Iowa.
Discipline.
Tennessee is 3rd worst in America.
Yeah, we don't care.
We're out here.
We don't care.
We're like slave, bro.
Well, yeah, we want everybody sideline.
Here's a question.
What up?
I got to see who all's opted out. Like that list changes all the time. But Tennessee's got one of the better punt returners in the country. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Here's a weakness for Iowa. They're number 80 in America against punt returns.
Oh, we're running the thing back. Let's go, D-Weed.
All you have to do is run one back. How many points are they going to score?
Yeah.
10?
You up then. It's
13?
over. The game pretty much over.
run
just get one back. Yeah, Maleava.
How do you pronounce Nico's last name, Joe Hunt?
Nico May. Dang it. Nico May. I say May. Yeah, so Mayalava.
You sound like one of them.
Iamaleava.
Here is Nico saying how to pronounce his last name. You ready?
What up, y'all? I'm Nico Iamaleava, and the correct way to pronounce my last name is Iamaleava.
Iamaleava.
Yeah, that's
better. That's easier.
Yeah. What he did the first time was like, what? Trying to confuse him.
Yeah, because you always want to say Iamaya lava instead of Maya lava.
Say that.
You're talking about volcanoes and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
Mayans, the Mayans.
Yeah, the Mayan ruins. Don't talk about the Mayan ruins.
Iamaleava.
There's a conspiracy theory about the Mayan ruins.
Yeah, believe me. I know.
And I know Hunks.
We went down
there.
there.
I learned a new one over the weekend.
I know you do.
Hey, you got something to give away, huh?
I do. I actually have a pair of tickets to give away to next week's Titans-Jags game.
All right, let's get it.
And that is going to go to Stella Luna.
Stella Iamaleava.
Stella who?
Stella Iamaleava.
If it's May, different family.
Iamaleava.
There's Stella right there. All right.
Hey, Stella.
Congratulations to Stella. Next hour, we will give away Titans-Jags tickets and
We ought to make people have to pronounce Nico's name to get tickets.
No, because we can't. So
Stadium would be empty.
It's true. Yeah, Maleava.
It's your last chance to see the King.
Maleava.
I think. Maybe we're wrong. I don't know. Maybe they bring it back. I don't.
This is the last chance, y'all.
Yeah, I know. 4 o'clock hour coming up. Greg Cosell will join us at 4:20. At 4:45, the Ron Slay Miller Lite Wash Away Toast, the last one of the calendar year, will take place at Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. Make sure you're here. You will get a free Miller Lite. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Were you forced into a nosebleed mortgage rate in the past year? Ooh, Loan Pronto feels you, and they're here to rescue you. If your mortgage rate is over 7, now is a great time to call Loan Pronto because they can help you with their zero-cost refi, cut your house payment by hundreds of dollars, and you can even do it with zero closing costs, no appraisal. Rates have actually gone down to the lowest point in nearly 12 months. So, time to say goodbye to your bad loan you got stuck with. Loan Pronto has APRs with fixed rates in the 5s right now. So don't live with that record high a day longer. Lock in your lower rate. Virtually no paperwork, no cost involved. Call Loan Pronto. See how much lower you can get your house payment. A free 30-second quote from Loan Pronto at 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Good afternoon from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. I'm Joe Honk. That injury report is out. And thing you need to know about the Texans is that C.J. Stroud was a full participant today, and he has officially passed concussion protocol. Also a full participant today that did not practice yesterday was left tackle Laramie Tunsil. Now a few other starters like Shaq Mason for the Texans was limited today, but he was on the field. Now as for the Titans is concerned, Troy Avery was limited yesterday. He was a full participant today. The one to pay attention to, though, is Aaron Brewer. He was limited yesterday but did not practice today. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. If you're new to the show, I say that every day because, let's be honest, if your feet hit the ground this morning, boom, it's a beautiful day.
And you're in my layover.
You stop.
I'm going to get that all the way through the show today. Everybody's going to know how to say it after me.
After you?
Yeah. Nico, my layover. I'm wrong, my layover.
I thought that was the way we used to say it. You need to say Malayava.
That's the lay is what it is.
The lay is
lay.
We're Hawaiian in that.
Malayava. Hello, Malayava.
He is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. Nico, Malayava.
Slay you lava.
Slayava.
Iama Slayava.
Hey, it's time to have a good time, baby.
No question about it. 3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillHC.com. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Thank you, Hunt.
Didn't have my mic near me. Twitch, please.
Also, shout out Ramon Kayla Will, who also say Twitch, please.
Yeah, that's right, baby. See, it carries its own weight, kind of like in the meantime, in between time. Peace.
I mean, the Zone just out here just setting the standard,
That's it, man.
Just changing the vernacular of the country.
That's what I'm saying. That's why 19 carries for 88 yards is not just a wild day to me.
Didn't you, like, as that day was going on, like, I literally said, like, man, it's good to see the King going out on a great note, man.
And then all of a sudden, like, it was stunted. Like, what happened to the rest of the day?
I mean, 88 yards used to not be like a high water mark.
That's all I'm saying. That means he just, That's the mark. 19 carries for 88 yards is the mark.
Like Carl Lewis singing the national anthem,
No, more like, Usain Bolt is going now. It's over with. Like, that means 6-7 more carries, 120, 125 yards. What happened? That's what I need to know. Like, what? Because then I'll be like, hey, man, now Derrick Henry had a damn day.
Well, and the other thing is, and we've talked about this, and you talked about it yesterday for sure, they love Tyjae Spears.
And he gives you reason with that. Bingo.
He's fourth among rookies in all-purpose yards.
Yep. That's right.
And my feeling is, and don't come at me, y'all. I'm just saying,
okay.
If not for Derrick Henry on this roster, you would have gotten a lot more out of Spears.
That was my convo yesterday for everybody. I even might have wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere.
Do you think the King got, like, respect game plan? Like, respect carries?
Did he get respect carries?
Yeah.
Yes. Should he get them? Yes. That's part of it. That's part of what comes
That's
with
why it makes it easier if he's not on the roster.
I did write it down. Listen,
right?
This is my thing, y'all.
Okay, I want to hear.
Iamaleava. Listen, when Tyjae Spears coming in fourth with all-purpose yards behind the other three ahead of him, the rookies, Puka Nacua, who had an opportunity for the offense to be planned around him because Cooper Kupp was out.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp came back, and he was still the man.
Yeah, because he had already established what he was.
Exactly. Bijan Robinson, we knew what his situation was going into Atlanta. Like, you the guy. Like, he could have easily been the number one pick.
That's another guy that should have received more carries and load.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But it's still – okay, all right, let me say this. A smart person would have planned to playing the offense around Bijan Robinson. And I ain't saying Arthur Smith dumb, but just was a little delayed. Jameer Gibbs in 13 games is third.
Wait, let's go back. Delayed intelligence?
Yeah, like he just, you know what I mean? He was going to do it his way, but then he was like, we got Bijan. All right, here you go, Bijan. Let's go with you.
Let's just save some tread off that.
Yeah,
like the
makes
whole
sense.
seriously, like with these Titans rookies, think about this. Like before you get back to your point, but I was thinking about like the NFL wall because none of these dudes have played this many games.
That's right.
So like Skoronski, like how's he dealing with the extra load? He's got a suitcase to carry it all in.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot of
that
games.
was the funniest thing
a lot of games.
I saw yesterday. Levis got suitcases. And so for me, like, and I know y'all talked about this, but for me, like, the funny part about this, well, it's all funny, but the funniest part is, like, Levis was sitting there going, where do I get the guys? And he came up with, out of whatever he thought about, suitcases were the best option.
This is what we're going to go with.
I mean,
There was a sale at TJ Maxx.
do
He's just
dudes,
like,
do
pick up
dudes
5.
even buy their own suitcases ever? Like, single dude probably has hand-me-downs or whatever. Like, single dude ain't going out to buy suitcases.
Guys, I was using mine all the way up until last year when we went to the Super Bowl and I had to get a big boy. I was using my dad's until I had to get a real one before we went to the Super Bowl last year.
But, like, if you're married, like, the wife is buying the suitcases, right?
Unless you buy a match.
If you're dating somebody and living with them, they're buying the suitcase. Like, dudes don't buy. That's why it was so funny to me.
I bought luggage.
Of course you do.
I'm trying to stop.
I'm out here with using my wife's that's made of a leopard.
I feel like I'm talking about.
You're a minority, and you bought incredible luggage too.
That's why I want to know what kind of luggage it was.
Yes, but wasn't that funny? Like out of all of the things that you can buy your boys, like suitcases never would. I would never comprehend that. Like, how did that even enter his mind? I got to get my guys suitcases.
Could have bought watches.
I could have got a 4-wheeler. Like, I mean, anything. Suitcases.
Yeah, that's what we're going to roll with. You got to pack up. You got to be able to pack up, right?
Listen, man, when we get in the offseason, we got to know more about this. But the other funny part about this, obviously, is because, like, a lot of those guys aren't going to be leaving, so they literally will use the Will Levis suitcase to get out of here.
Foreshadowing. What if they leave it?
Yeah, he didn't even make $1 million. He doesn't have a nice bankroll to buy a ton of good stuff.
No, he sponsored or something.
He just took the Boys and Girls Club over to Cool Springs Mall, too.
Yeah, they ready to spend now. I just like it had to be Toomey
or
suitcases. Designer or something. It had to be something. Like it better been.
I really wonder if we got 100 people to get 100 dudes together, how many of them have bought their suitcases, like their luggage? You might be the only one.
I could be the only one. I had to have it too.
When did you buy these? When you were going to Europe?
Yeah, when I was traveling. Yep.
Okay, well that makes sense because you're on your own a little bit.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. Yeah. But that was the thing though. So you got that. With the luggage. Now, this is what I was telling you. I remember.
I want to sit Babs in a straitjacket
I should go nuts.
in a room and play her this show.
She'll go nuts. She'll go nuts. You fools. You fools.
But to be fair, like all this stuff has happened while I've been out.
Yeah.
So I want your take on some of this.
Yes. And
suitcases. What guy would ever think to buy his boys suitcases?
So guess what, though? On the back end of it, Ryan Tannehill bought them watches to let them know when it's time to go. Got your bags, right?
So they're setting up this whole travel thing.
So it's all plays in, man. Like, not one thing will be left behind. I tell you what, if it wasn't a good suitcase, though, I'd leave it right there in the middle of the room.
I'm going to get them, like, those neck pillows for the airplane.
Yeah. Now, somebody do something like that. Now, if I'm the lineman, I'm standing like, all right, now, enough of the jokes. Now, what y'all got up y'all sleeve? I'm going to meet with Rand.
Tennis shoes with wheels on them.
Yeah, I'm going to meet with Rand. Because y'all think it's funny. That's what if I'm the lineman, that's what I'm saying. Y'all think it's funny.
Am I the only guy that just laughed his butt off when he saw that
I think everybody did. Everybody win. So we asked yesterday, what would you get this offensive line?
So what was the majority answer?
Someone here said, I would get them Legos because that would be the first time they play with blocks all season. I thought that was a good one. That was okay.
That's exceptionally creative.
I said, that was pretty good right there. Okay. What was another? Oh, somebody called in and said they would get. He got a dog. He would collect the dog's poop, set it on fire in a brown paper sack, and give it to each lineman.
That's the Billy Madison thing.
Yeah,
where you light it on fire at the doorstep and somebody opens the door.
They went that route. Yeah,
and then you step on it to get the fire out.
It was a lot of different things, man. A lot of different wild things.
Okay, so Babs was involved in a
Oh
wild
yeah, she was
show.
in this. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she was knee deep in it.
In poop bags.
Yeah. Yep.
Lego's a good answer.
That was the best one.
I don't think anybody can beat suitcase.
No.
I just don't imagine a dude thinking about presents for another dude and thinking suitcase.
I mean, listen. I like some nice luggage.
I get it, but are you gonna?
It better be nice.
But like, hey man, I wonder what I should get Brent. Suitcase.
Give him some suitcases.
Oh, dude, it'd be a bottle of something. Or
What if it's
like,
what if it's a whole suitcase? A small one, big one, little one, backpack.
like
the collection. Yeah. That's what I would respect that.
Okay,
Don't bring me one.
That's even more a thing that no dude's buying. Like the matchy stuff.
I'm a match. Hey, I'm match mine.
You're my boy. Oh my gosh, what are we talking about today? All right, we'll talk about significant things in the world of sports next. Greg Cosell. I mean, it's a funny story.
It is.
It really is. Like
I like it.
I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Probably
Like
not.
Will Levis is in like year 10. He's like a 5-time Pro Bowler. Like, hey man, remember his rookie year when he gave the dudes? Because with every gift you're trying to say something, right?
Yep. Well, you just said something. See you bye.
See you boys out of
See
town.
you bye.
All right. When we come back, Greg Cosell, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchup with Sal Powell and Darius Butler, senior producer for NFL Films for 44 years. We'll break down the tape from last week and look ahead to this matchup against the Texans in Houston. Greg Cosell next, 3HL broadcasting live, Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage, 104.5 The Zone. I want to tell you about my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Maybe you've been thinking about like post-Christmas gifts. Don't buy luggage. buy watches. And Brentwood Jewelry is the watch spot. That's for sure. I was just in there the other day to get some watches serviced, and so I was talking with Sandy, and he was like, "Man, so many people are hearing about your messages that they're coming in and they're buying watches. They have an incredible selection of watches for dudes. That is a great gift. Ryan Tannehill knocked it out of the park with that one. So you can get that done at Brentwood Jewelry. But he said everybody's coming in to like get the band serviced or batteries and all this stuff. So he's covered up too, and that's a great thing. I really appreciate you guys thinking about Brentwood Jewelry for your jewelry needs. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. You can check them out online, brentwoodjewelry.com. And here's the thing. Christmas is over, and maybe you didn't do so well. Maybe you need like a makeup gift. You could do that at Brentwood Jewelry. It is also still the holiday season, and Valentine's Day is coming up in a couple months. So our friends at Brentwood Jewelry want to make shopping easy, as we all know. The holidays, first quarter of the year, a popular time for you to propose. It's also a time for giving to those that you love. Brentwood Jewelry can give you the experience you want with a surprise gift of that dream ring that she's always wanted at a price you can afford. Maybe you're looking for something custom and unique. Consult with their custom designers. Choose from their selection of fine jewelry, watches, engagement rings. Again, Valentine's, I know we're just out of Christmas, but Valentine's Day, dudes know this, is here before you know it. So make sure you go ahead and consult with Brandon and Salem and Blake and all the crew at Brentwood Jewelry. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Join us today. Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. This is our Titans football feast. Stop by for your chance to win Titans tickets each hour thanks to Miller Lite and Buffalo Wild Wings. Plus, you know what they have?
What they got, Euro?
54-ounce pitchers of Miller Lite for $10.
I love them. Ain't nothing like a picture of anything. Picture of Pepsi.
I know, and it's not like a tall pitcher. It's like a short, fat pitcher.
Yeah, them the ones you want, short, wide-body pitchers.
Yeah, with a spout, and you can easily drink out of the pitcher.
Here is my spout.
You don't need a glass or anything.
That's right.
Here's the other thing. Coming up at 4:45, the Miller Lite Ron Slay Wash Away Toast.
That's going to be good.
We're going to wash away 2023 today.
Yeah, that's the last one, man, of the 2023.
Next week, Thursday, we will be at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs in Franklin.
Oh, all right. All right. Coming home.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. You can download the app. You can watch or you can listen to the show anywhere with the app. So get that 104.5 The Zone app where you get your apps. Also download the podcast, and you can catch up on any of our conversations that you might have missed, including this one with Greg Cosell, who joins us, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchup, which is an incredible show. I watched this last weekend's show at 7:30 a.m. Central on Saturday,
bright and early
morning, getting ready for the weekend's matchups. And Cosell is with Sal Powell and Darius Butler. They do a great job, and senior producer for NFL Films for 44 years. Cosell, what's up? How are you?
Brent Slay, what's happening?
Nothing, man. Just working our way through the season. Almost through it, man. Can't believe it. It feels like we were just talking about getting ready for the 2023 season, and here we are. It moves fast.
I know. Here we are, week 17. Can you believe it?
Man.
So
fast.
Who do you think?
Slay, man. I'm glad you're with us, and you're not, like doing SEC stuff. It's good talking with you.
Listen, here's the thing. Like
Missed you too, Greg.
you came with such a detailed film evaluation of where Derrick Henry is in his career that we had to play it for Slay the next day. So he made sure he heard it.
Yep. And it was spot
Hey,
on.
I'm just telling you what the tape says. That's what I do. It's it's really not that complicated. I mean, you got to just let the tape tell you, because that's kind of what coaches do.
Exactly.
I know, but from our perspective, like, people get really upset at us when we.
Well, I know, because believe me, I know some people in Nashville, and they DM'd me, and it's like they're really sad, which they should be. First of all, the guy's been a great player, a very unique player.
He's a superhero.
Yeah, and he is, but he's carried the ball an awful lot. And my point was too that he's not exactly the same, but I start to think, and this is not specific to Derrick Henry himself, but just the style of player he is. I start to think about the league and how would the league see a back like that at this point, with the focus on the quarterback and so there's a lot of factors here. There's no one right answer, but there's a lot of factors.
But the league moves like a lot of things, like down the currents of a river, basically. And so, how do you, I tried to explain earlier. Like we thought the 19 for 88 was such a great game for him, but that's where we are with Derrick Henry. Because in the past, 19 for 88 would be like, where was the 125?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's funny you say that, because I thought that. If you looked at that game, as I did, of course, I thought that in the first half he really looked good. He ran with some juice.
Yes.
I thought that the run blocking in the first half was really good. He looked like Derrick Henry. He had some good acceleration. He broke arm tackles. And in the second half, he kind of looked more like the way I've been discussing him. I mean, he just did not look like, the normal Derrick Henry. That he didn't seem to be able to get those extra yards that has been clearly a foundation of what he's been in his career.
Well, and so what I started to say was the league kind of moves down the current of the river, right? Sure. Let's say your run game is in a bag after the game, and here's what the production level is, and this team got it with one guy, and this team got it with three guys that they're paying less than the one guy. You know what I mean? And so
sure.
Then you start thinking about, I keep coming back to teams tell you who they are by how they draft. And the other part of that was in the offseason last year, both Rand Carthon and Mike Vrabel talked about how they wanted to be less predictable on the field based on personnel. And so I
Sure.
immediately thought, who's the one guy that's like the outlier with regard to that plan? And it's Derrick Henry. So in that moment, I thought, okay, this is probably it for him. They want to go in a different direction because, like, what do you do with Tyjae Spears in the game on offense? You can do anything.
Yeah, it's just there's a balance because clearly you have to be able to run the football in the NFL. Which is a different question than saying, or a different statement than saying that your offense should be built on the run game. Those are two different things, and sometimes I think people think they're the same thing. So we know you have to be able to run the ball, but that could mean a lot of things to a lot of different teams and a lot of different offensive philosophies. And then you have to take the next step and decide, well, okay, so how do we go about doing it? When do we go about doing it in games? How do we structure our offense? There's so many variables and so many questions. Football's like any business. There's a lot of things that go into this. There's not just one easy answer because sports are visible and there's a winner and a loser. Fans tend to think, and we love the fans because that's the reason the sport's so popular and we all have jobs. But, fans tend to see it a little more as a simple equation, and that's not the way coaches see it, and that's not the way it is.
Man, Coach Sale, one play, and this is my thing. What you get from Derrick Henry at this point in his career with the Titans behind this offensive line, just not a drop-off when you put a guy like Tyjae Spears in. And looking at his yards per carry, a good back running 4 yards a carry. I mean, if you can get that, man, you got something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look at the Lions, okay? The Lions are an interesting example of and I'm not saying every team can be the Lions, but the Lions have sort of an interior runner in David Montgomery, who's very good at that, by the way. And then they've got a better version of Tyjae Spears and Jahmyr Gibbs, okay? But they're similar stylistically, okay? And then they have an outstanding run game, and they do run the ball with volume. But you wouldn't say, or I wouldn't anyway, watching their tape, that the offense is solely built on the run game, meaning that if they can't run, they can't play. You never want to be in that situation. That, hey, if we can't run the ball, our offense is going to stall. You don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah, I think the Titans are going to tell us a whole lot about what they're going to do moving forward with this draft. I mean,
it's funny because I was talking to Buck with doing the podcast, and then because I'm not thinking draft just yet. I'm getting there. Another couple of weeks, I'll start looking at college players because I can start doing that once there's fewer playoff games, and I get my matchup show work done by usually Wednesday, and I've seen all the games because there's fewer games that I have to get through. So then it's sort of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoon, I can kind of start watching college tape. But so I wasn't aware of how many draft picks they had. But I think we all agree that the offensive line, both through free agency and the draft, must be an absolute priority. Absolute. You can't play in this league without an offensive line. And you certainly don't want to put your second-year quarterback, because that's what Levis obviously will be next year, through a season where the offensive line is poor.
Right. And what's interesting is, so they're guaranteed a top 9 pick, right? The example I keep coming back to is Cincinnati. Cincinnati got Joe Burrow killed his rookie year, right? Didn't finish the season. What did they do in the next draft? They didn't go offensive line. They went Jamar Chase. They're like, we're going to put so many playmakers around this guy that we're going to fix the offensive line in another way.
Which you can, but I also think it depends on your quarterback. Burrow is, as you know, I like Levis. I think he's going to be a good player, but he's not Joe Burrow. And Burrow has just one of those unique feels for the game and that's one of the reasons that makes him special. Burrow, he's a better athlete, first of all, than people think, number one, but just his feel. There's always athletes through the years in all sports, and Slay, you'll appreciate this, obviously, that are not considered great athletes in the context of their sport, like Wayne Gretzky, but they just have a feel for how to play and where people are and how to move sort of a spatial awareness thing. They just have a sense of that. Burrow is like that. Levis is not like that. That's not his game. He has good traits, but that's not him. Levis needs to be protected. You need a good offensive line.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because he wants to push the ball down the field, right? Like his arm talent is legit and real.
No question. And by the way, he's willing to stand there and do that, which is to me is a positive, because you want your quarterbacks to be able to work through the progression, stand in the pocket and deliver the football. Now he'll develop, you would think, over time and experience, a balance between understanding, hey, can I really sit here this long, or do I need to either throw it away or get out of there? Hopefully that comes with experience, because you don't want to just stand there for the sake of standing there and then you take shots. But hopefully that just develops with more reps. That's why, if he's capable, and I don't know what his status is for this week at this point, maybe you guys do, but I think if he's available, you have to play him these last 2 games.
Full participant yesterday, full participant today. So
then you got to play him. You got to play him. He just needs reps.
That's really interesting. So with the cap space the Titans have, not that we're going to get in this big cap discussion, but to your point about they tell you who they are, they could tell you more about their draft plan with what happens in free agency too, right? Like, so
sure.
if they get high profile wide receiver that everyone wants, let's say, that might play for the Bengals. Also, maybe you get a Jawan Jennings. Then you're kind of telling people, hey, we're probably going left tackle early. I don't know. I think it's going to be a really interesting offseason for the Titans.
Well, as of now, you said they're guaranteed a top 9 pick?
Yep.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
So, I mean, where is the range within that? Like, I mean, again, we don't know what they're going to do the next 2 weeks, but could they have the 6th pick, or what is the range here?
I think 5 to 9 is
okay.
kind of the
well,
range.
I mean, there's likely to be an offensive lineman available. Again, we don't know this.
Right.
Look, I've watched a bunch of these guys this past summer from their 2022 tape. The kid from Penn State, Fasanu, he's going to go high. The Notre Dame kid, he's probably going to be in the top 10, but I couldn't sit here and tell you where, and again, depending on what one's, evaluation of him is. And one would have to expect that Skoronski's going to get better. He's had an up and down year. I actually spoke to a coach who was on the Northwestern coaching staff and said that, he thought Skoronski would be a solid pro, not a superstar, but a really solid player. And that's my take watching him as well, both watching him in college and watching him this year. I think he should stay inside at guard. I don't think he should move, and I think he'll improve and get better, because one thing the guy did tell me is that football is really important to him. So he'll get better. He may not be, the best guard in the league, but he's going to be a solid player.
And if he stays inside,
that's what I need.
Yeah, you could be protected to an extent, right? Instead of being on that island, that tackle. Yeah.
So he'll get better. So, quite frankly, he may be the only guy right now that you can truly count on, going forward. The issue is we have no idea what Petit Frere is at this point. You
That's
just
true
don't
too.
have any idea.
I mean, you would like to believe that he's your right tackle moving forward, but you don't know. That's true.
You don't know. He hasn't played enough football. So they need. It's one of those things, guys, in my view, and I'm not an expert in terms of how to put together a draft board. Most people would probably say that I'm a good evaluator of players, but I've never, I've never worked for a team, so I've not had to put together a draft board. So I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I can do that, no problem. As Clint Eastwood once said, a man's got to know his limitations. I don't, I've never done that. I don't, so I don't know how to do that. Yeah. But I will say this.
Right, Coso?
What's that?
Play to your strengths, right?
Exactly. But I will say this. They have major weakness on the O-line, and it needs to be seriously addressed, which means not just one guy. They need, whether it's free agency and a combination of free agency and the draft, they probably need to bring in 4 or 5 guys. Now, I don't know how that is going to work with the combination, but it's not like, we signed one guy, we're good.
So that goes right along with what we were talking about, Slay and Dawn talked about yesterday, and then I came back in today and started talking about, I think it's hysterical. So giving what you're saying about movement on the offensive line in this offseason, did you hear what Will Levis gave the offensive line for Christmas?
Wait, did he give them luggage?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah. So hopefully he wasn't telling them it's time to move. Yeah.
Down the road.
I think that's so funny on so many levels. Like, I've never
I know.
I
think
my
I
boys
did see
like,
that. Yeah.
Hey boys, I love y'all. Here's some luggage.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh man.
I got a question for Slay. Changing the subject
Coach,
for a moment. So Slay, let me ask you this very important question.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of coming down for the SEC tournament. You know, what do we got? I know you're a big-time star now.
I wouldn't say that, but I got a little knowledge about it, Coach Sale. You should come on down, man. If I need to pull some strings, I'm gonna make sure I pull some strings and get you in the place where you need to be.
I mean, I'm trying to be diplomatic about it, but I don't want to come down and while the games are going on, be walking the streets on Lower Broadway. I want to be at the games,
No,
that's pretty fun too during the SEC tournament, man. You see wild things. No, it is such a great event, Cosell, and I'm a football guy, but that's the best event they do.
I got you.
Well, I've always loved college hoops, and obviously I've never been to the SEC tournament. It's in one place, Nashville, a town you guys know I love. So I mean, I was thinking of coming down.
I will say this, Cosell. I'll say this: make sure you just come on. Don't come till Thursday or Friday though. Wednesday.
Well, no. Well, believe it or not, I already made a hotel reservation because that can be canceled. I haven't made a plane reservation because I want to know that I could actually be in the arena, in a good seat or whatever. I don't want to be sitting in the last row.
No, I'm putting you in the arena with me, Cosell. I'm guaranteeing you.
All right, I can be part of your entourage, Slay. I can be your handler.
A party of one, baby. Let's do it.
You can't handle
Slay.
There
you go, my man. There you go.
Cosell, you cannot handle Slay. I don't know what you're talking about. He's just saying don't come too early. Don't come on Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that.
That's going to be the good
time.
I'd
probably come, take an afternoon flight on Thursday and be there.
Oh, that's
Friday,
perfect.
Saturday. Yeah.
Hey, real quick about the Seahawks game. Were there any plays that stuck out to you in that game? The touchdown pass from Derrick Henry was pretty great with Chig. Put the safety in conflict.
Yeah. Those are fun plays, but obviously that's not the way you build your offense. But I think that it was a good game. The problem is they just struggle to score, as you know. It's just a struggle for this team to score. And even Tannehill, there wasn't much to say about his performance. I mean, he had one single completion over 15 yards.
Cosell, I just wrote that down to ask you that too.
There's nothing to say about Tannehill's performance.
He hit the short stuff when it was there. I mean, he was efficient, but he certainly didn't put the ball in danger. But nothing really stood out. I mean, in this league, as you guys know, and we've talked about this, you have got to be able to create some kind of explosiveness in the pass game. And it didn't happen in this game, but, he didn't turn it over. And obviously we saw what happened with Duncan, and he got benched. And, that just relates to the conversation, unfortunately, we've had too often about left tackle and the offensive line as a whole.
Yeah. Yep. Man, that's what I was going to say, man. Some of the arm strength, it's just like it fell off for Tannehill. Or maybe I could be wrong just watching it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. There's going to be – you know what's really interesting too. Obviously, they're not in the market for a quarterback with their top pick, but everybody just assumes that every quarterback coming out in a draft is going to be great. Like this year, they say, "Man, it's a great quarterback draft." And believe me, I've done a lot of these guys from last year, and I'm sure they haven't changed dramatically. I'll do them again, of course, but. The reality is that let's say there's 7 or 8 guys that people feel could be top 50 picks. All 7 or 8 are not going to be all pros. We know that. Now, we don't know which ones are which, but, we have to be careful. Look, I like Trevor Lawrence a lot, okay? I think he's a good player. But he got tagged with that generational stuff, and that's not his fault. But, I just hope that people don't start that with Caleb Williams. It's kind of started already. Let him play in the league before we decide what he is.
Yeah.
It definitely has started with him.
Yep.
So I don't know. A lot of people build people up to tear them down.
Man,
so.
but that's the world we're in right now.
Yeah,
it's starting in high school.
It's the hyperbole thing. This is the best thing that we've ever seen.
The kid's super talented. I did him last summer. He's super talented. I think he's got some things to work on and work through. But let's not just automatically assume. I mean, I've seen reasonable people who cover the league. I'm not talking about just guys who like to be on Twitter. I'm talking about people who cover the league who say, well, if he was in the league now, he'd be a top 8 quarterback. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little, it's like when people used to say, that the best college team could beat the worst NFL team. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not summer yet, but
yeah.
Fans always love that little topic, and I don't understand where they come from there. But they used to play that game until the college team got murdered every time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when people would say, well, Alabama could beat, the worst NFL. No, they can't. These are 18 or 19-year-old kids. They can't do that. They're playing against grown men.
Right, and while 60% of your roster may end up being pros, I don't know, but 100% of that worst NFL team are pros.
Guaranteed.
So, that is correct. Yeah. I work with a former NFL player a lot named Jason Avant. He was a wide receiver, for the Eagles and a couple of other teams, really good player at the University of Michigan. And, one thing that he always says, because, obviously the Eagles have been a good team, is he says, all these guys are NFL players. People forget that. They're NFL players, and they're NFL players for a reason. So they're not just picking guys up off the street.
Let me ask you a sports talk question on the way out real quick. So,
okay.
we kind of hit this earlier. You mentioned he's not a top 8 player at his position. Out of the draft picks, would Brock Bowers be the closest guy to that little stat?
I mean, I love Brock Bowers, and I think he'll be a really good player. But many of us thought that Kyle Pitts would be that guy when he came out of Florida. I mean,
that's what Slay said when I asked him.
Yeah.
Wow. And see, that's what I'm talking about, Coach. We're on the same wavelength, man.
Yeah, and so again, I don't, you have to wait till guys play. And I love Brock Bowers. I met the kid too at the Maxwell dinner a few years ago. His family was there. Great kid, great family. I'm pulling for him, because when I get to meet someone and I really like them, you pull for them.
You want them to do well, yes.
Yeah, but and I think he will do well. But we're not going to sit here and say that he's better than George Kittle. We're not going to say that.
No, but is he better than the ninth guy? That's my question.
Well, I mean, who's the ninth guy? I mean, you'd have to start looking at a list, but he probably, he may or may not be. Probably isn't right now. It depends who you're talking about. I mean, he's not better than Dallas Goedert, who's probably, who is a top 5 or 6 tight end in the league for sure. So
is he better than Chig, Cosell?
That's a hard question. Chig's played 2 years in the NFL. Now he's in an offense where the ball's not thrown to him a lot, and he doesn't get a lot of production. But he's an NFL player, and if he was in an offense where the ball was thrown to him a lot, he'd probably put up pretty good numbers.
Welcome to Sports Talk week between Christmas and New Year's.
Exactly. I'm not.
That's where we are.
I'm not good in the sports talk realm. Just like I'm not good with the lists. You gotta
give me what you want. Hell yeah, Doherty is the 7th best tight end in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, I'm not saying Brock Bowers isn't going to come in and be great, depending on what team he goes to and how he's deployed. Right. My guess is he will be a really good player right away, but you just don't know that.
There he is. He's Greg Cosell. Hope you had a great Christmas, man, and I hope you have big plans to go out New Year's Eve and just tear everything up.
New Year's Eve is a Sunday night. It's football Sunday, and just like on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, I'll be working 15 hours.
I love it. Hey, it builds character, Cosell.
Hey,
you ready for my SEC tournament, Cosell?
I don't need to build character anymore, just like I don't need to read like Shakespeare anymore. I've done all that.
It's done.
Boy, I really didn't have that one on the bingo card. Mentioned Shakespeare. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you as always, and we'll check in 2024.
All right. Hey, Slay, we'll be in touch, my man.
Yes, sir. I got you, baby. Let's do it.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchup with Sal Powell and Darius Butler, and senior producer for NFL Films for 44 years. I love that he put you on the spot on the air about it.
That's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
I'll do that too.
That's how you got Jeff Fisher to do weekly spots with us coming up in April.
I tried to do Rick Barnes like that about 4 years ago. He's asked me what you want to do after you get your degree. I said, well, that's up to you. I want to coach. He was like, no, really? Yeah, really. It's on you. They edited that out too, the interview.
They did.
I'm going to go find it and show you.
That is really funny. All right, when we come back, Joe Hunk is going to give away some things. A Titans pullover, also Titans Jags tickets. And you can join us, the Ron Slay Miller Lite Wash Away Toast, the last one for 2023. Going to wash the year away next. Ria Joe, broadcasting live in Hermitage at Buffalo Wild Wings on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? People, Ron Slay here, Holistic Stem Cell Therapy. I'm diving into it, and I've already done it. Your body, your cells, your solution. You can depend on you. If you don't trust anything else about it, you don't have to worry about myths and things of that nature, because during your consultation that you're going to set up, matter of fact, write this down right now, 615-850-4415. That's the number, 615-850-4415. Get your consultation set up. You sit down and talk with Dr. Kellum himself. You walk in to Kellum Stem Cell Institute, and when you walk in, the staff is lovely, beautiful, clean space, got nice memorabilia on the wall. But then you sign up, and it doesn't take a lot of paperwork. No, not at all. Not at all. They get you in the back with Dr. Kellum. He steps in. You run him down for about 30, 45 minutes talking. Then he leaves out. Asks you more questions when he comes back in. If you don't have anything else, well, that's it. Let's go on and get busy. And that's what I did, man. Got this knee worked on, hip worked on, shoulder worked on, and the cells that I stored can go back for future use as well. So I'm always dependent on KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live in Hermitage at Buffalo Wild Wings. Next Thursday, we will be at Buffalo Wild Wings in Franklin, which is actually Cool Springs.
That's right.
Right near Walmart.
Yeah. Corner from McEwen, that's it. Toyota.
I went
Good
into
tops.
Walmart on Christmas Eve.
Ah, that's a bad mistake. Why would you do something like that, yo?
I just like to get out there sometimes.
Was
man.
it anything in there?
Just challenge yourself.
Can't believe it went to an empty store.
Yeah, the stuff I needed was in there, but there were
No.
a lot of other people in there.
I bet it was, boy. Sheesh.
It was early, too.
I'm glad Christmas is gone. Like it's a lot going on during Christmas, man.
If you just clip that and run that as a promo. Like, what's wrong with Slay, man? I thought he was like a happy, positive guy.
I am, man. Yeah, Lito. So much is expected. Just want to be cool, man. Like, what's wrong with just what holiday is for relaxation?
Valentine's Day.
That's not no relaxation.
Mother's Day.
For who? The mothers?
Well, you asked a question.
Yeah,
you didn't
I'm
ask
saying
for who.
for no, outside of Mother's Day.
4th of July.
And no, that's
No, there's a lot
Father.
of.
You are right. Father's Day. Everybody relaxes on Father's Day. Nobody does anything. That's what I'm saying. Nobody does
Here we
anything.
go again.
I'm telling you, man. They don't do nothing.
Slay.
Everybody just look around at each other.
You need to write a book about
I'm
this.
telling you, man.
About your holiday theory.
I'm telling you. I know it.
Slay, we're 171 days away from Father's Day.
It's about time to crank up. It's about time to crank
I'm
up.
serious, y'all. I kind of was just thinking about that in Brentwood Jewelry spot while I was talking about it. But I
Father's
mean,
Day?
Valentine's Day is what, 6 weeks away?
Come on, yours. Just let it be. Just let it be. Yeah, ain't no need like this.
Who put that on February 14th? Shouldn't that be like March 14th and then push Mother's Day back a little bit?
What? You gonna be ducking and everything going to your car. You say that one more time.
But like,
He's just giving you material for the wash away.
I did.
Yeah, he's- yeah.
Oh, I got it. I'm telling you.
I was just looking at Iowa's
What you think about them?
defunct players, portal players, transfer players.
Yo, they gone.
Their leading receiver, tight end Eric All, is gone.
Beautiful. What was
Their
he
leading receiver has 299 receiving yards.
Yeah,
That's-
throwing the ball is overrated.
That is where Iowa is.
That's what they were saying. Throwing the ball is overrated. Let's knock it out.
Their quarterback, Deacon Hill, completing 49.4% of his passes, 1,096 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
He got the same. That's the same. Derrick Henry beating him. Derrick Henry got more yards than that.
You going to do this? How are we going to do this, Hunt?
Let's knock it out. We ready to roll.
We got things to do, Hunt.
I'm playing the game.
Yep. No, I'm not playing a game.
Yep. No, we got giveaways. We've got the wash away toast. All right, this one does it for 2023.
This is it.
So this is the Ron Slay Miller Lite wash away toast, y'all. Drinks in the air.
All right, here we go. Drinks up. Last one of the year. Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings and Miller Lite. Appreciate you holding us down for the year. It's time to wash it away. Not only the season, but all the losses. Oh, my goodness. All of the losses. Been quite a bit of them. They all trailed over into this year, so we're going to get rid of them all this year. And also, man, the people we lost, man. Blessings to them. Let's make this a strong and healthy new year going into it, not only for our team, but for each one individually, man. Salute to you all. Appreciate y'all hanging with us. Here it is. Tighten up on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy
Just
New
you.
Year, Slay.
Just you.
Go Slay. You good? He's trying. What y'all think? Slay did a good job there? One more, they said. One more.
Hey, man, that beer get colder and colder each week. I think because I missed the week last week.
Yeah, no, they waited till
Kelly
the very
did something
second
special
to
with that one.
start.
That's
brought
a
it to you.
special Kelly beer right there. I know what's something in that one. I don't know what you put in that one, Kelly. That's cold right
Kelly
there.
usually
Ice
brings
cold.
Kelly usually brings something else over here.
Dude, that's ice cold. Like, man, y'all got some extra ice back there or something in the cooler.
All right.
Sheesh.
The Ron Slade
Ooh, that
Miller
was
Lite
cold.
Wash Away Toast. That was the last one for
That's
2023,
it, baby.
y'all.
That is it.
We will do it again next week at Cool Springs at Buffalo Wild Wings.
We'll do it next year.
Hunk, yes, in 2024. The first one in 2024.
That's right.
Hunk has some giveaways. We're going to give away
you
Titans
got,
Jags tickets. First, let's give away a Titans pullover that Eggy Bop found in the car.
Yes, this extremely clean pullover will be going to Dallas Rowe.
Yeah, Dallas.
What up, Dallas?
Dallas
Go,
Rowe.
baby, D-Town Boogie.
Dallas came over here
There you
about,
go, D-Town.
about 45
Yes,
minutes
sir.
ago, and he said,
Yeah, buddy.
I just want to tell y'all I listen every day, and I love y'all's show.
You're rocking with us, baby.
And so, see what happens when you're nice to people?
You get in return. You get an egg bop off the living room floor.
Yeah.
Pull over.
Sales rack.
The fastest I've seen him move in years.
All right, Titans Jags tickets. It's maybe your last chance to see Titans running back and legend Derrick Henry in a
Gotta
Titans
get it.
uniform.
A pair of tickets will be going to Robert Scott.
Hey, Rob.
Robert Scott will go to the Derrick Henry farewell game.
Rob Scott.
I wonder is Robert the one that came in and asked that we had to be here.
Maybe
He
because
might
he's
have
not
left.
here.
He probably left.
All right, Robert Scott's the winner. We're going to do
Come on,
this
Robert.
again at 5:45. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. 5 o'clock hour is coming up, and we're going to lead off that hour at 5:20
Okay.
with Big Savagery Ramon Foster at 5:20. Outside of that, we have room for your phone call, 615-737-1045. 3HL live from Hermitage Buffalo Wild Wings on 1045 The Zone.
You know what else is correct? The correct place for you to buy your windows and doors and replace your windows. That would be Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. I know the weather has been okay for us lately, but you know it's going to get cold again. And maybe you have some drafty windows, old windows. Maybe you realize once you started cleaning your house because family's coming into town that you can't get to your windows because they're old and broken and you can't open them to clean them. Well, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville can help you out for that. I have a 3-year-old, which means I have smudgy hands all over my windows at all times. And my new windows are awesome. They are so easy to open, to clean, to put back, to move up and down. They're amazing. And you can have amazing windows too. You can also have a deal right now from Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. 50% off qualifying installations, and that's an and. No money down, no interest, no payments, and that's for 12 months. So let Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville help you out. They also have a showroom if you want to go check out some of their inventory and what they have going on. It's in Franklin, 277 Mallory Station Road in Franklin. But the easiest way to get a hold of them is just schedule your free consultation. Talk to them about what they can offer you, what discounts they can give you, and check out all of their limited time specials. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Go see them online at PellaNashville.com.
Good evening from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. I'm Joe Honk. The injury report is out for both the Titans and the Texans, and C.J. Stroud was a full participant today. It has also been said that he is fully past concussion protocol, so many believe he's going to be good to go for Sunday. Their left tackle Laramie Tunsil also was a full participant in practice today, but right guard Shaq Mason was just limited in his practice, so he still is on a way to go to get ready for the game on Sunday. For the Titans, on the other hand, basically not much change. Trey Avery was a full participant, but the one to pay attention to is center Aaron Brewer, who did not practice today after being limited yesterday. Also not practicing today was Trevor Lawrence. He was initially supposed to practice and then decided, nope, not going to. Keep paying attention because, again, the Jags and Titans play next week at Nissan Stadium. And tonight, Jets-Browns, 7:15. You'll be able to hear that one right here on The Zone. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols. The flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay. Ron Slay's here? Ron Slay's here.
I'm in the building. Got no roof. This car ain't got no roof. You see this what Zeph hit us with?
No, I want to hear.
Okay.
By the way, we're broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings and
Tell them, y'all.
Hermitage. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. And party PPI, Party People Incorporated.
Pearl Cone High.
Especially after that. It's funny how, like, everybody, like, once you do the wash away toast, everybody just downs that beer.
That's right. Then, I mean, you got to hurry up and get another one.
It's not like a little cup of beer.
No. Won't do
Like,
nothing little.
it's like a big boy beer.
That's right. It's big boy because a big boy toasting.
So at 5:45, we're going to give away Titans Jags tickets. It could be your last chance to see Derrick Henry in a Titans uniform. So you'll want to be there. So if you have a chance to get by here, Hermitage, Buffalo Wild Wings, that's where we are. Make sure you see Eki Bob right at the front of the restaurant, and you can register to win. All right, what you got?
Our guy Zeph. Zeph just hit us up with this right here. You know, first of all, let me say this. Zeph is like two producers. You know why? Because when he does Blaine and Mickey, they call him something else. And then when he does our show, we call him something else. So it's like two different people. Yeah, they can think they call them bananas or something. Joy, yeah, I don't know why that is. But that's cool. They probably don't know why I call him Zeph, even though it's Joseph. He just sent us in the college football transfer portal predictions. Cam Ward predicted to go to Miami.
Yep.
Will Howard predicted to go Ohio State. Evan Stewart, big-time receiver from Texas A&M, right now predicted to go to Tennessee.
I heard that about a week ago, that Tennessee was really in on him, and that would be a huge get, like maybe the biggest get that they could get.
And let me quote this of Zeph.
Just for what they need and their offense and everything.
It would be big time.
Yeah.
Especially they get – and Nico came out today and said, I'm doing everything possible to get Brew to come back, which is he's dope.
Can you imagine the reaction – when Brew McGoy made his first catch, if he comes back in Neyland Stadium? Could you imagine the reaction? Because that is a fan-favorite dude right there.
Every bit of it. You talking about team before self. I asked Babs yesterday also. She covered the young man from Tulane, the wide receiver.
Yep.
Said he's a stud.
Yep.
So
I asked her about him on
yeah,
the show too.
Add him, Squirrel, Brew, and now this young man, Evan Stewart. Zeph, would you like for me to read this in your voice, or would you like to read this?
In his voice.
I can read it.
Oh, okay.
I can read it.
Go ahead. This is from Zeph.
So I said that if Evan Stewart were to go to Tennessee, if they were able to land him, I think Tennessee would have a top 3 wide receiver group in the SEC, and they may not be 2 or 3. They just got the guy from Tulane, Chris Basil.
Yep.
Chris Basil. If Brew comes back,
about him.
they have Squirrel, they have Dante Thornton, And then they have the 5-star Mike Matthews.
Mike Matthews coming in, yeah.
And then they have all the I
Boo
guess
Carter, a slot guy.
exactly. And then they have all the rising, I guess they would be sophomores, and like Chaz Nimrod and those guys as well. So that wide receiver group would be absolutely insane if they were able to land
nuts.
Stewart.
And that's saying a lot, man, because you got the guy for – yeah, you're welcome. That was me as Zeph.
You're welcome.
That
was awful.
That was awful. But you got Burton coming back as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zeph, from Mizzou. He ought to be back next year. Was he a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, he was sophomore.
Sophomore. You got a lot of guys with receivers. Bama receivers. Was Burton a sophomore or was he a junior?
I don't know. He played like a grown-ass man.
Yes, he did, boy. What you talking about, the leap from that last year to this year for him? Yeah. That's what you want to see. Burton also, like that. That's what you want to see out of these guys, man. So hopefully you get to see this with Tennessee. They need it. Because I think all right, let me ask you this, Joel, before we dive all the way into something.
What are we diving all the way into?
I ain't got no clue, so just let me ask you this. If you don't have – we got Savage coming up next, though. Who was a bigger letdown to you? Tennessee's wide receiving core or Joe Milton at quarterback?
Well, I think one plays in with the other, doesn't it? And so then it's like chicken or the egg.
I agree.
You know, and it really depends. I mean, trust us. It really depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, without question.
Because I know you've talked to some former wide receivers that say the receivers need to do more for their quarterback. That Joe Milton situation is such a weird deal.
It is, man.
Why did he wait so long to opt out?
It's a good question.
And that's another one you get different answers when you start running the traps on that.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, from a fan standpoint, like, great. I can't wait to see Nico, right? Like, and he's going to get a challenge. This is the number 5 defense in the country. This is a football team that won 10 games while averaging 14 points per game on offense. That's how good their defense is. Right? Their quarterback completed less than half of his passes. Their leading receiver caught less than 300 yards on the season.
Yeah.
That's how good their defense is. How do you win games with an offense that bad?
That's tough. I mean, your defense is beyond.
So that's going to be a challenge for Nico. So everybody that, like, gets – like, oh, I can't wait to see 350 yards and all this stuff. I don't see that happening in this game.
Let me ask you this too, though. Or was that a lot attributed to who Iowa was playing in the Big Ten as far as the West goes? I got to look and see just who is in their division.
All right, here are their wins and losses. You ready for this? Okay, I really didn't think we'd get into this today, but here we are.
We're ready.
You said diving in. Here we are.
Oh, here. Hello.
Can you go?
Hello.
All right, first game, Utah State. They won 24-14. At Iowa State, they won 20-13. They beat Western Michigan, the Broncos, 41-10. They scored 41 points.
Anomaly.
Oh, very much so. At Penn State, they lost 31-0.
Okay.
They didn't score a point.
That's one.
And they gave up 31.
And that's on the other side of the division.
Michigan State, they won 26-16. Michigan State going through a bunch of stuff. Purdue, they won 20-14. Here we go. At Wisconsin, 15-6.
Like, come on, y'all.
Minnesota, they lost 12-10.
Like, see.
Northwestern, they won 10-7.
See, come on.
Can you imagine being a fan?
See, they need to stop it.
Rutgers, they won 22-0. Offensive explosion.
Offensive explosion.
Illinois, they won 15-13.
The Big Ten West, baby.
At Nebraska, they won 13-10, and that one I watched because I had money on it, and it came down to both quarterbacks threw interceptions in the last drive.
And the over-under was what? Either it was 24 or 23
It was 25 and a half.
25 and a half, and they still hit the under.
It's funny how you
That's the
remember
lowest.
things like that.
When you betting. Betting, you remember a lot of things.
And then they lost to Michigan 26-0.
Like, dog, like, listen to me, man.
They got shut out twice.
So is it that the Big Ten West is that horrible?
Well, I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's Kirby neck of the woods right there, man. So
naked in the woods.
Kirby's not naked in the woods. That's in Kirby's neck of the woods.
I don't want to see Kirby naked in the woods.
Running.
All right, they scored 13. They scored 10 or less. All right. 10 or less. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And they're 2-1 in these 3 games. Is one scoring 10 or less?
Crazy.
All right, 13. They three times they scored 10 or less.
So guess what? Is that equivalent to what Tennessee
4
is doing,
times.
like by scoring 17?
I mean, Tennessee should be able to. You would. I don't know. Maybe this game is like a 17 to
Like, 'cause you got
13 game or something.
Out of Tennessee's last 4 games, they scored against. Oh no, that wasn't UConn. They scored 7 against Missouri, 10 against Georgia, 48 against Vanderbilt. So, yeah. Golly, Iowa. No, but they gonna cover on Iowa, man. What's
you
the spread?
sure?
Hell yeah, they gonna cover on Iowa. Hell yeah.
Freshman quarterback against number 5 defense in the country.
Man, I'm telling you, listen right here. I'm gonna tell you why, man. Cam Seldon gonna run wild on him.
Okay, I can't wait to see that part.
First and foremost, I'm not Cam Seldon. I'm sorry, Dylan Sampson is gonna run wild on him.
Okay,
which is gonna set it up for Cam Seldon to run wild on him. But
the
I need to
Sampson
know-
and Seldon backfield.
yes,
Samson
the
Seldon?
yeah, the Sampson Sale. Sampson Sale. Is Ramel Keaton playing in this game?
I don't know.
He isn't opted out, has he? That's see, these are the questions. Zelf, we need you to get on this part right here, Zelf.
Here are the Tennessee opt-outs. We really need to
Oh,
take a
you already
break.
got him.
Tyler Barron, Addison Nichols, offensive lineman, Jack Luttrell, DB, Tamarian McDonald, DB, Brandon Turnage, DB, Warren Burrell, DB, Danico Slaughter, DB, Tennessee secondary. I don't know who's playing.
I ain't gonna throw anyway.
That's right. Mo Clipper, offensive lineman, Connor Meadows, offensive lineman, Deshaun Rucker, DB, Jalen Wright, running back, Jabari Small, running back, Devontae Spraggins, offensive line, Brew McCoy, wide receiver. I mean, yeah. That's injury.
Yeah, he had to.
All these are injuries. Kamal Haddon.
Yep.
Keenan Pilley, who is coming back.
Yes, he'll be back.
Arian Carter, linebacker, injury. Joe Milton, opt out. Wesley Walker, defensive back transfer.
So guess what? I like Ramel. I like Keaton. I like Squirrel.
You like
I
Ramel
like
and
Ramel
Keaton.
and both of them. I like both of them.
I
girl.
caught that.
Yeah, I tried to stop it, but it wouldn't. It just kept going. So,
what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna have something for you when we come back. We're gonna have Savage too.
All right. Former Tennessee offensive lineman and Pittsburgh Steeler, longtime NFL veteran, Ramon Foster. You can catch him on RK Dub 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone and on the sidelines for Titans Radio and on 3HL on Thursday, including right now coming up next 3HL broadcast live in Hermitage at Buffalo Wild Wings on 104.5 The Zone.
There you go. Hey, are you looking for something to do with the family? How about a Preds game? Smashville. It's so much fun. And holidays in Smashville are here. They play, let's see, what's today? The 27th? Yeah, tonight against the Hurricanes. If you want to get some last minute tickets, you can head over to Bridgestone for that. But January 2nd, the Chicago Blackhawks are in town. This is an awesome thing to do with family and friends during the holiday break. And the Preds have been red hot as of late. Such a fun environment. You got the family in town. Go ahead and check out the Preds. All you have to do to find tickets, NashvillePredators.com/tickets. We're about to give away also a couple of Preds tickets right after this break. So stick around for that. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Ramon Foster joins us now as we broadcast live at Hermitage, Buffalo Wild Wings. RK Dub weekday morning, 6 to 10. You can hear Ramon on the sidelines for Titans Radio. Be in Houston this weekend. Big Savagery, what's up?
Man, not much, man. I feel like you guys should know my current status. I'm currently sitting on the back porch with 3HL on the TV because I'm streaming on YouTube to you guys. And I have a Deadwood Fat Bottom Betty cigar just slightly torched right now. Just enjoying the vibe right now. Me and my dog, literally my dog Zeus, man. That's what's going on, man.
It's good to hear that he's with you and not in like the back of a cop car.
Wow.
I know, Savage. I figured you'd get up about that, but you ain't here, man. And we had a real good weekend last weekend, though. I will say that.
Great weekend. Wow. I can't believe you just
What
did
kind of
that.
weekend did y'all have last year? You can't just leave it there.
We had a nice, very nice. I had to show you.
Very nice.
Very nice. We get nice, a nice little Blanton's Gold edition, little Pappy 20.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Nice sticks. You know what I mean?
Cracked it open, Yoro.
Yeah, it was a
where you get the Pappy 20?
Hey,
those that act, know, those who don't know, don't get, Yoro.
Story of my life, bro. Right there. Put that on my tombstone.
Those who ask don't know. Those who don't know don't get. That's it right there, Yoro.
Brent Doherty was Savage number 1 and Savage number 2. I don't know which one is which, but Slay Dog said he has something coming back about Tennessee and Iowa. Do you remember?
That's a good one right there.
He has
you got into your Slay thing where you were like, Tennessee's covering. What do you think about that matchup?
That's good.
Man, it's gonna be a barn burner.
Let me hit you with a couple of things. Let me hit you with a couple of things
Okay.
before you go all in on it. So we were just looking at the numbers. So Iowa's quarterback completes less than 50% of his passes. He's been sacked 20 times. Their leading receiver in terms of yardage opted out of the game, but their leading receiver, 299 yards receiving on the season. They have 4 games they played this year where they scored 10 or fewer points. They were 2-2 in those games. This is, I mean, are we looking at like a 13-10 game, 17-13 game? What do you think?
It could be a situation where first-time starter Nico Iamaleava, I think that I said that correctly as he pronounced it on social media.
No, you didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to get it right by the time we interview him at some point. Male.
Yeah, you got to change the lead to lay.
Iamale. I look at it as it's a first-time starter. I'm not expecting a whole lot. I just want to see what the flow and play selection is going to be from Coach Heupel and his crew. That's where I'm at with it, Mayor. Like I don't want to just put the world in his hands as far as Nico's concerned and expect him to do certain things. I don't want to expect him to look Heisman ready right now. I expect him to get his whistle wet. I expect him to operate this offense like the mature guy that we've heard he is. And just honestly, just keep it close, keep it tight, man, as far as protecting himself, taking what's in front of him, and being safe if he decides to run. Because you mentioned that defense that they have and their lack of offense. That's exactly what they want. They want you to think that, hey, you can outscore them by simply running your offense, and they will drag you to the defense. You can't do that when it comes down to those types of teams. They put players in the NFL often. Those players flourish well. If I'm not mistaken, last year they had a first-rounder who did not start on their team because their coach elects not to really play underclassmen. They have a mostly senior team. So you got to expect them to be sound as far as their assignment. And you got to kind of expect them to really want to get after Nico. They will be very detailed. So because of that, there won't be much room for error. I just need him, man, to just operate the offense and go with what's called in front of him. If there's a deep pass, take it. I want to see that type of touch. Of course, I think we missed with Joe last year that we saw from Hendon. I think if you put that touch in this schedule this year, the balls come out and they compete better, I feel like, in the Florida game. Well, you being up in Alabama, you have the ability still to maybe hold on to that lead longer, too. So that's what we were missing this year, and I think that's what everybody hope is when you have a guy like Nico that honestly propelled this NIL signing and free agency that you have in college football right now. We look at all these numbers being thrown out. I asked Andy Staples this morning on our show. He came on. He's on 3. What do you think about Nico getting the keys to the car and being the first one in this era of high signing as far as NIL deals? And he said he's the one that started off. Like, he's the one that they're going to judge probably a lot of stuff afterwards, but you can't expect a whole lot out of him in year one. I think he got a tremendous upside hearing everything that his teammates have said about him, but I'm going to temper myself. I'm not going to go toxic Vols Twitter on this one.
Yeah, that's I think where I am, Savage. I'm a wait and see on this situation. You got to show me what you got. But when you're looking at the guys around them to protect them walking into this bowl game, you get a guy back like Dylan Sampson, and we all remember Sampson coming out on social media when he didn't get the opportunity to play and holler, let the cheetah loose and things of that nature. You got Cam Seldon, who was itching, chomping at the bits to be able to get out there and show what he can do. He had a couple opportunities on special teams. Those didn't go quite to his way, but now you get a bigger load of responsibility on your shoulders when you become the number 2 guy, and I think he would become the number 2 guy in this situation with Jalen Wright opting out and also Jabari Small. But you get these 2 guys ready to roll. How much is it on them? Ramel Keaton, Squirrel White, what's the other receiver? I forgot his name. But you got these guys that have played, and you got to think, man, looking at the portal and what's going to take place, Tennessee's after some folks. They got the young guy coming in from Tulane. They already got one receiver committed to him. Like, they after this other guy from Texas A&M. Like, they got guys that you got another opportunity right here to show what you're worth before these guys arrive and they get that opportunity to play. How much is it for them to protect Nico going into this game as well, though?
I mean, Cam Seldon and also Dylan Sampson, I think more of the pressure's on them because what makes a good quarterback is a really good run game. Those two got to be awesome, man. And the O-line up front does too, but that's neither here nor there when it comes to those dudes. Cam Seldon, we saw him back in the spring, man. He was good. He was real good when we saw him. Got breakaway speed that we've been looking for. Dylan Sampson does too, and they'll get their shot. The thing that you're talking about with the portal, man, Zeph was giving me some insight on the Evan Stewart athlete out of A&M. That's going to be huge right there for the Vols if they can get him, but this is just where you at. I think in this era of skill players, especially wide receivers, running backs, if you can get not necessarily outside edge, because outside edges don't really lead unless they're going to the NFL, unless it's a situation where you find yourself like the cat out of A&M that went to Ole Miss from Tennessee, the big D tackle out
Walter
of
Nolan. Yeah.
Walter Nolan. Like him, I get it. A&M kind of crapped the bed on their entire operation, lost their head. But if you're like Heupel and you know you need guys that can get down the field and make those clutch catches, he's doing the right thing. You can never have too much talent at those skills positions. I will say this, too. If you're playing the free agency market as far as to go get offensive linemen, I think that's something you have to build from within. I think Rodney Garner getting defensive linemen, you have to build from within. The interior guys, O-line, D-line, those are your recruits. Those are the guys that you want to keep your culture the same to where Coach Ellaby can teach those guys up. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're looking for. The skill, I'm all the way into because this is a game now that's predicated on guys making splash plays. This offense is predicated on having that type of receiver. Like, let's be honest, I think Jalen Hyatt caught everybody off guard. We knew he could be good, but he had to work to that point. You're telling me right now there's a 5-star that's coming out of Texas A&M that wants to come to Tennessee and probably can play early, considering you didn't get all you wanted out of Deontay Thornton last year either. I mean, either get on or get moved on is kind of the way I view what's going on with him and his team. And I think you got to be very aware of what's happening in college football, too. It's hard sledding right now to try to compete whenever you got teams that are recruiting, but also trying to crush it like Ole Miss did in the transfer portal. So if you're not trying to house as much talent as you possibly can, then you're doing it wrong. At the end of our segment today with Andy Staples of On 3, I asked them, Yeah, I said axe like I was chopping the tree there, okay? I figured you like that, Savage. I asked him, man, what is going to be, what's going to happen with Dabo Swinney? He said the same thing until he figure out what he's going to do with the transfer portal. Like, unless Clemson is going to give him another 4 years to develop his recruits, then if you're not competing in this free agency that's now the transfer portal, then you're going to find yourself middle of the road because it's getting harder and harder to compete when other teams are stacking up as much talent as they possibly can.
Now, this is one thing, man. Nico came out and say, looking at the transcript, there's been a lot of questions about how, Joe Milton in the situation of, him stepping down and, passing the torch to Nico, why did it take so long. I was just reading as you were speaking. They asked him during the presser today on what his feelings were like when he found out. They said when he found out he would be the starter for the bowl game. He said right when we got into bowl prep, right around Christmas. So it just didn't come out the locker room early for everyone else, but it seems that this was the feeling going forward. How does he, you believe, being around him, the times you have, how do you feel like he handles this hoopla, this press, this
transition?
Yeah, from the second guy, the QB2 to QB1 in a state Power 5 school like Tennessee.
Savage, man, that's a great question right there. So I'll say this first and foremost. I didn't think there was much that Joe could gain from playing in the game. I just didn't. His biggest gains is going to come in Mobile when he's going to the Senior Bowl. Him playing in this bowl game does absolutely nothing for him, for a bunch of guys that he's not going to play with next year. He needs to go refine his tools and figure out what he's going to do as far as, his intermediate pass and decision-making over the middle and when to run and when not to run. That's how I honestly feel about it. I'm going to reference Andy Staple again because he's one of those national guys that we all listen to and has got a big platform. He said this today. He was like, you got to admire what Nico's done. Nico came in without any fuss, knew he had to sit, knew Joe was going to be the guy. And what is the main thing that young guys are supposed to do when they come into a locker room, whether it be in college or whether that be in the pros? You're supposed to be seen and not heard. We ain't heard Nico say anything. We ain't heard him talk about, hey, I deserve to be in this. He supported Joe on the sideline and his teammates. And you know what? I can do all those things and still be plotting. So if Nico is on the whim and understanding that, hey, eventually it's going to be mine because you knew that was going to be true, then you got to live that life. I love the way Nico's done it. Again, the Polynesian culture that they have is very family-oriented. It's very respectable. And when you look at how his approach has been, you got to give a whole lot of credit to his mom, his dad, and his family, too, because a lot of kids don't do that. It's the same way I look at Arch Manning. I mean, you got their quarterback saying he's coming back again for next year. That's all fine and dandy to me. Arch is just being cool. There was rumors of, I don't know if it was fake or not on social media, like, hey, he might look around. No, you know what's in front of you. Just because, who says you're supposed to start this early? You got to grow sometimes. And I think that's very mature of Nico. And, again, he was seen but not heard. And that's all I love about him so far, man, is he played his role well.
The only problem, with the whole waiting thing is, I know guys are worried about getting passed over, but maybe, Arch Manning, maybe a different scenario there. But, Quinn Ewers coming back. The backup at Texas did transfer, so that immediately makes Arch Manning the backup quarterback. But at a school like Texas now who is winning and back on the market, it will be interesting moving forward to see, what happens if they bring another couple of five-star quarterbacks in there. You know what I mean?
And they will, I'm sure. That's the same way as Tennessee is looking at George McIntyre, who's right in our backyard here in Middle Tennessee. Yep. You got to always be doing this. And here's the thing behind that, y'all. We've gotten so lost in this portal talk and how guys can leave because they're wanted and can possibly play at other places, right? But this is the way coaches would prefer it. I can teach you more. I can let you grow. You can get your timing down. You can get all of those things that you need to grow from high school to college. I wasn't ready to play football. I know Savage played his freshman year at Tennessee basketball. I wasn't ready to play football my freshman year at Tennessee. And, we got to get away from –
yeah.
And that's okay. You got to I think we somewhat, for the teams that want to sustain being good, get away from bowing the knee and kissing the ring of these kids that need you to facilitate them getting to the next level if you believe in your system. I know that's not going to be the way. Everybody's going to recruit these kids and tell them how awesome they are and, hey, you can play here. But look at how many guys that, like, ask yourself this, did the linebacker that we had last year that went to Alabama, did he really help himself at Alabama? Did he I know, what was he, third, fourth round? Did he really improve his stock? Did he win a national championship? No. Just because you change schools, like, your talent is what it is. Like, and that's what I think the main point of all this is when it comes down to certain guys. Like, okay, Joe Burrow changed his whole identity, right? Like, that's the way you got to somewhat look at this portal stuff. So I'm okay with the way Heupel and his staff are going about this. And if they lose out on something, fine. I just like the system of having some integrity go a little bit further than saying, hey, yeah, sorry, man, we got to play him because we paid him this amount of money. No, you get what you deserve in this league. And I've seen a lot of 4- and 5-star guys go to universities and not look like anything. Like, their ceiling is high school. So I don't believe into it until I see it. That's just me, and I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm old school in that approach, and that's how I train my boys up too, and anybody that's around me and Savage. You get what you deserve. I ain't giving you nothing until you prove it.
There he is, Big Savage, Ramon Foster coming strong. You can check him out, Ramon Kayla Will, 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. Thank you, Big Savage. Good stuff, man.
Thank you, Savage.
No doubt.
Who would be Savage 1 and Savage 2?
I ain't gonna be Savage 1. He gonna be. That's how it came about. You know what I mean? Like, I used to go to his games in Pittsburgh, and when he was getting ready to go and he leave the truck, I'd be like, hey, man, it's Savage time, man.
Yeah.
It's all Savage life. And then I have the opportunity to go down on the field, get him hyped. You know what I mean? He get me hyped. So it was all him. My playing days was behind me at that point. So I was giving prep talks then.
So then he just randomly started calling you Savage too?
Yeah, that's
Just
not how it's supposed. No, it ain't supposed to work like that. But he started calling me Savage. Yeah, like, he's Savage. Yeah.
While y'all were smoking some cigars, I guess.
Hey, it always happens.
It is funny, though. We've talked about this, how different schools are going to manage these things differently. From,
That's right.
Like, if you have 100% of players you're bringing in, what percentage of those players are portal guys? Mm-hmm. What percentage of them are Power 5 big name power guys? What percentage are guys you think you could develop from Group of 5 or below?
Yep.
What percentage are high school recruits? Because I'll tell you right now, you know how many players Colorado signed? 5.
That's crazy.
When Dion leaves,
yeah,
they're going to be the worst team in the history of teams.
Yep.
Because all those transfers are going to transfer out of there.
So hard getting out of there quickly.
All right, more 3HL when we come back. I'm going to tell you about what we got going tomorrow. You're going to want to hear this next. 3HL broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. We also have Titans-Jags tickets to give away next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? People around Slay right here, man. You know winter is coming. It's approaching. It's here. Matter of fact, it's knocking at your door, nipping at your nose. It's cold. Yeah, don't be left out in the cold. Not this season. Call Cove Generators today. You know, we had a lot of people that suffered through the tornadoes and storms and things of that nature, man. They also have portable generators available. So if you want to reach out and you want to help someone out, call Cove Generators at 931-559-3311. That's 931-559-3311. Check out the Generac Home Standby Generator from Cove Generators. They are the #1 dealer. And if you call them today, be prepared. I promise you they're going to get right back to you. They perform maintenance also on any Generac automatic standby generator of any brand or generator that you own. It does not matter if you got it from them or not. But I'm telling you right now, you don't have one, visit CoveGenerators.com. Never lose power again. CoveGenerators.com. You know the motto, people. Stay connected through it all.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Britt Doherty and Ron Slay. Don Davenport is out bowling.
She is bowling.
I don't know what game she's.
She's at Liberty Bowl. She right down the street.
Oh.
She come on today, don't she? Or she come on tomorrow? Liberty Bowl?
She needs to bring back some
today or tomorrow.
Some barbecue,
something like that.
Some donuts.
Yeah. That's what I told you. What donut den?
No, donut den's here in Green Hills.
It's tomorrow at 2:30.
Tomorrow, huh?
There's a donut place in Memphis. I forget the name of it,
Yes.
but everybody goes there.
She talked about it on there.
Oh, yeah, because
I forgot.
Harder goes there. Her husband goes there all the time. Yeah.
I told her if their barbecue is good, they'll bring me some back. If she go to
Gibson's.
No,
Gibson's, yeah. That's what it
Gibson's
is.
Donuts.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Gibson's. I think that's what's the name got shot, man. Young dog.
Was it at Gibson's?
I think so. It was a famous donut spot. Let me make sure. I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm sure somebody will tell me.
You're saying if the barbecue's good in Memphis?
Yes. I told her I wanted to go to Rendezvous and give me some of their ribs if it's good.
Rendezvous
hearing
ribs
it's
are
good.
legit.
That's what I heard, but
I've never had the ribs at Rendezvous.
but that's all I keep hearing.
All right, tomorrow we broadcast live from Cedar Creek Marina, the new scoreboard location out there, and I have two guest co-hosts in for Slay and Davenport. This is their big shot, y'all. So you got to make sure you tune in, and you got to make sure that you offer them proper praise or criticism.
Hey.
And me proper praise or criticism for leading these two people into the wilderness to fight off grizzly bears.
Makita. It wasn't that donut. It wasn't Gibson's. My bad, y'all.
All right.
Makita's homemade butter cookies. My fault.
Co-hosting tomorrow
Cookies, donuts.
would be and will be 104.5 The Zone digital producer and on-air personality Sammy Kincaid.
Hey, Sammy.
Sammy does the Tennessee podcast too that you can download, subscribe, and all those things. And make sure you listen to her and her content. And also co-hosting tomorrow,
Who?
executive producer for 3HL, Joe Hunk.
Joe Heasy.
That guy has opinions.
Coming from behind the glass.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm going to be out behind the glass and at the table with the lights shining on me.
That's right. In the words of Babsy, don't screw it up, Hunk.
No promises. I'm sure I'll call out a few people, make fun of a few people. Actually, probably a lot of people.
Listen, man, we have a text strand between me, Sammy, and Hunk.
Oh,
And
boy.
Sammy is so excited, and she's like, I want to talk about this and this.
Yeah.
And Hunk goes, today, Hunk goes, sorry, I'm just now seeing this.
I did.
I like it, Hunk.
This conversation happened yesterday while,
Sounds bad.
all my family members are up chucking. And so I wasn't really looking at my phone all day. So, yeah. And so I look at it this morning. I'm like, why do I have 29 text messages? What did I miss?
Yeah, you missed quite a bit, Hunk.
Did you say your relatives or your ancestors? Like, I thought in my head you said.
Oh, they're probably, the ancestors are probably up chucking as well. But no, his family members are all up chucking.
Oh, their toes up.
Yeah, and so I was trying to do all that. So I didn't have time to look at my phone. I barely looked. The first time I had to look at my phone last night was 30 seconds before the Gamer Zone started.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the first time I got to look at it last night.
We're going to have a good time,
help,
and we're going to welcome Sammy and Hunk and me to the mix.
That's going to be fun. I can't wait. I will be tuning in for this one. This is going to be a good one.
Sammy's great, and Hunk will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there hanging out.
I got to tell Sammy, because Sammy has a cool, calm, collective aura and tone.
She's going to have to raise her energy
Absolutely,
level.
absolutely.
I already
Yep.
know that.
Yep.
I'm going to get her going.
I'm calling in if she ain't. Sammy, I'm calling in.
Who
You better
won?
have the energy high.
Who won Titans Jags tickets?
Our last winner of the evening is Shannon Gregory.
Woo! Hey, that's
Shannon Gregory.
Bro, you're not even a Titans or Jags fan.
Oh wow.
He is from Nashville.
That's
He is
too
right
real.
in front of the camera, too.
Oh yeah, I thought that was somebody else's name.
Look.
Look, hey, come on.
I am so glad that camera's a little bit higher up
Look,
than
up
normal.
here. Up here. What?
Hi, Shannon. On camera.
What is going on
Oh,
next?
help us. Please, let's get to the 3HL after party brought to you by Awaken 180. And then we have Browns and Jets where Amari Cooper is not playing tonight. Just made official.
Neither is Amani Hooker.
Neither's Amari Hooker. He's gone.
Breaking news, Amani Hooker's not playing for the Jets tonight. That's great. All right, coming at you again live, Cedar Creek Marina tomorrow. Me, Sammy, and Hunt. That's
Have fun, y'all.
Love y'all. Be safe.
See ya. Wouldn't
Slay.
want to be ya.
Good night. God bless.